Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, April 9th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some MLB action this Wednesday afternoon. It is the rubber match, the Houston Astros versus the Seattle Mariners. Let's get into the starting lineups here ASAP. First pitch is going to be in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's go Mariners. And on the thumb, on the left, one of the best players on the Astros, Jose Altuve. And on the right, our stud here in Seattle, Julio Rodriguez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Houston Astros. Leading off for the Astros at DH, Jose Altuve. Batting second, playing third base for the Astros, Isak Paredes. Batting third, playing left field, Yordan Alvarez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, playing first base, Christian Walker. Batting fifth, playing shortstop for H-Town, Jeremy Pena. Batting sixth, catching today for Houston, Victor Caratini. Batting seventh, playing second base, Brendan Rodgers. Batting eighth, playing center field, Jake Myers. And batting ninth, playing right field for the Astros, Cam Smith. And on the mound for the Astros with a 1-1 record, ERA of 3, Hunter Brown. Now let's get into the starting lineups here for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing today for Seattle. Welcome back, Jorge Polanco. Batting third, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, playing right field for the Mariners, Luke Rayleigh. Batting sixth, playing first base, Rowdy Tellez. Batting seventh, playing third base, Dylan Moore. Batting eighth, playing second base, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Seattle, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound, in back-to-back days, we got two Luis Castillos. Nice job by the left in La Piedra yesterday. Just couldn't get enough offense to help him out. But today on the right, Luis F. Castillo. And a little injury update. It seems like we have a new injury every single day. Ryan Bliss, normally in the starting lineup at second base and replaced by Miles Mastrobuoni today. And the reason why, he ended up tearing his left bicep. So now he's on the IL. It just doesn't get any better, for the Mariners. It keeps getting a little bit worse, but we'll find a way. We have to moving forward. Let's go Mariners. And we'll be shooting for 20 likes, obviously, within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall if we hit the algorithm, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Hope everyone is having a good Wednesday, and hopefully we can get a competitive matchup here this afternoon. And And just a little recap within this particular series. Game 1, the Mariners won 4-3. Yesterday, it went into extras and a final in 12, and we lost 2-1. This is definitely going to be tough, but hopefully we can find a way to be competitive. Because, again, we got the day off tomorrow, and then we have the Texas Rangers starting on Friday. Let's go Mariners. And on the mound for the Mariners, Luis F. Castillo leading off here at the beginning of the top of the first, DHing Jose Altuve. Batting second, Isaac Paredes. And batting third, left fielder Yordan Alvarez. Let's go Mariners. They're in the building. How are you? No worries. Good to see you in the room. And obviously, I know a little bit early of a broadcast. You know, some people, have work and other obligations, but, I got to grind no matter what, no matter if the game's on at, 10 a.m. my time or 1 o'clock, obviously here, which would be, 3 in the Midwest and 4 in the East Coast. But hopefully we can get the offense rolling. Jacob in the building. What's good? I don't know what I got to do to get the offense going, but I figured I would get some of my memorabilia on screen. A nice Ken Griffey Jr. rookie upper deck bobblehead from 1989 from a game that I went to in person. I'm not sure if the Ken Griffey Jr. bobble is going to work, but hell, anything to get us some offense here. Odin in the building. What's good? Kissed you, brother. And shout out to my boy Brooks Beats for all of the new beats for the background on the show moving forward. And again, his debut will be coming out shortly, called Sessions. And we're going to be playing about half of what he has available. That kind of goes with the baseball screen. All right, Luis F. Castillo here, starting it off, and hopefully we can get it done. Jose Altuve in the box. First pitch from Luis F. Castillo, a little low to Cal Raleigh. 1-0 count. Pitch is high. And inside, 2-0 count to Jose Altuve. And I'm definitely not used to baseball games going 3 to 4 hours anymore. I mean, usually I get pretty gassed depending on what we end up getting, since I'm working 7 days a week. I'm not really taking any days off. So, but, when you go, the distance and you don't get the win, it's pretty soul crushing on top of having an injury to Ryan Bliss. Not ideal. Altuve, slow dribbler to Demo, throw to first. And that is one away. Tellez with the out, one down. Next up, Isaac Paredes. Yeah, man, congratulations. Not a lot of people get to go to games, and, hopefully you guys end up getting the dub, and it's competitive. And like I mentioned to you yesterday, I'll be seeing the Pirates also on a holiday on the 4th of July when they come to Seattle. Hopefully I can get, fingers crossed, Logan Gilbert and Paul Skeens, or maybe Brian Wu and Paul Skeens. If that ends up happening, it would be amazing. But if I don't get a chance to see Skeens pitch, I'm going to be okay. Hopefully we can get the dub. Paredes popped up into left field. Randy Arozarena is there, 2 away. Next up, left fielder in the 3-hole, Yordan Alvarez. First track by my boy Heaven. Now we're going into Silo. I know how that can get. I mean, being a Mariner fan, again, this is the worst start that we've had, in 7-8 years. I don't think anyone anticipated us being 4-8, losing Victor Robles, losing Ryan Bliss. We haven't had George Kirby, Troy Taylor, or, Matt Brash all season yet. Again, we don't have any room for error. And if we can't hit, continuously over and over and over, it's going to be a long season, but I still have the faith. We have a really good farm system. And at some point, some of these guys have to get called up. And it can't get any, worse, you would think, than it already is. I mean, we've been a team that's been batting about 200 as a team for the last 3, 4, 5 years. You might as well call up some of these guys. I mean, it can't get any worse than what we're already getting production-wise. If anything, it has to get a little bit better, you would think. Pitches outside to Yordan Alvarez. 3 balls and 1 strike. Let's go Mariners. And no matter, how much we struggle, I'm always going to be positive. Popped up, and Julio is there. No fly zone. Hey, Ken Griffey Jr., he likes it, baby. Let's go. Probably one of my favorite bobbleheads of Griffey that I've gotten, especially when I went to the game with my friend Sean back in the day to acquire that, and it's based off the 1989 Upper Deck card, his rookie card. Come on, Griffey. I got the Griffey jersey on, too, with the throwback. We need a throwback kind of performance. And we split the series so far 1-1, but we need this dub. And obviously not having Polo in the lineup hurts. And that's why I think a big part of us, struggling, he's the only one that's batting, on a good level right now. Right now, Polo batting .417, right? Demo 308. Everyone else, 250 or less. That's terrible. And as a team, we're batting like right around 200. So I do have confidence in the pitching, but even with Luis F. Castillo, that might be the exception because he's, kind of the new guy on the block. But we'll see where it goes. Let's go Mariners. Now going to the bottom of the first inning. Pitching for the Astros, Hunter Brown. Full photo. Leading off for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing for the Mariners. We need you every day, Polo. I know you got that surgically repaired knee. I know you got a hip that's a little sore. But if you're not in the lineup, we can't win. So I'm happy that you're in the lineup here today. Let's go, Polo. Let's win this game. And batting third, one of my favorite players as well, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Right ends up. Let's get some base knocks. Let's do it, baby. One and 1 record for Hunter Brown with an ERA of 3, 15 Ks to 3 walks. So this is not going to be easy, and we may have to, wait until he goes out and have that little sprint in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. But hopefully we can get a little bit of production on Hunter Brown here today. First pitch by Julio, slow dribbler to third and fading foul. Come on, Julio. I mean, if we're going to pay you like a superstar and if you're going to be talked like you're a superstar, you got to play like a superstar. Come on, my guy. Let's go. But we're definitely going to be missing Victor Robles and now Ryan Bliss out of the lineup. Hopefully we can get it done. A 1 pitch from Hunter Brown to Julio. Pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's go M's. 1-1 pitch from Brown to Julio. Julio crushes that one, fading foul. Behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes to J-Rod Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up, baby. We need you. Step up, Julio. We love you, but you got to be more consistent, baby. Let's go. John in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 1-2 pitch is crushed foul. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, hour and a half. 30 to 50 if we hit the algorithm, or if it ends up being a close game late, which it typically has been. And obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. 1-2 pitch from Hunter Brown to Julio. Julio crushes that one. He's fighting there. That one is foul. What'd you get at Raising Cane's? Pretzel bites Was that from Raising Cane's, or did you get other food there as well? Raising Cane's is more like chicken and stuff, isn't it? Or am I mistaken? We don't have that out here in Oregon, to my knowledge. Bottom of the first, 0-0. Hunter Brown on the mound. Julio Rodriguez in the box. He's battling. Crushed foul. Nice. Tendies, Dom's favorite. Can't go wrong with some chicken tendies. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch from Hunter Brown. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Julio. That was 9-pitch at bat, and that's a lot longer than a typical Julio at bat. It didn't result in anything, but hopefully he'll be seeing the baseball a little bit better, and he can get a hit or two later in the game. Let's go, Julio. Next up, the Seattle Mariners' best player in 2025, believe it or not, Jorge Polanco. Now, I wish he was, getting an opportunity to, increase his defensive abilities, but, I think Dylan Moore might be a better, player at third defensively, and he's hitting. Since right now it's been kind of Polo, Demo, Julio have been probably the 3 best at this point. And let's see if Polo can help us out here. 417 average, but he has missed a few games. Polo pops up on a 1-0 count. Little blooper. And Cam Smith runs in from right field. 2 away. It's all good, Polo. I love you. Way to go from being a 0 to a hero in 1 year. And we're going to need you. Next up, in the 3-hole, catcher, big dumper. Look at that smile. Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Pioneer Place. I don't go down there, but that's nice that they've expanded down there. Maybe one of these days, if I am ever down there with my best friend Justin, we'll check it out. Well, Jacob, you better. I mean, the White Sox are trash. So, again, the Guardians are typically a playoff team, so, and anything can happen. Anybody can beat anyone on any given Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday in baseball. Really depends on how strong the pitching and, the hitting and defense and the bullpen is going to be. But, I would assume anyone that plays the White Sox and you lose, it's kind of a disappointment. But the White Sox have won, some games that maybe they shouldn't have early on. You never know. Big swing and a miss on a 1-1 count. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. But even the Dodgers have been struggling as of late because besides their superstars, the guys that are the role players have been really struggling, in the box. And if you're not getting production, from 6, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup, that could lead to some losses, and it has hurt the Dodgers recently. Cal fouls that one off. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, no one is untouchable. Even though we know the Dodgers have a super team, they can kind of come back to earth. And again, if you don't have some good role players stepping up, besides, you got Mookie, you got Freddie, you got Shohei, but we're not talking about those guys. It's about all the rest. Bottom of the first, 0-0. Nobody on with 2 outs, 1-2 pitch from Hunter Brown. Cal pops it up, and that should be a routine play in the outfield for the Astros. And there it is, an easy 1-2-3 inning, end of the first inning, and we're knotted up here at 0. Let's see who's up next here for the Astros. All right, in the top of the second, first baseman Christian Walker. Batting second, shortstop Jeremy Pena. And batting third, catcher Victor Caratini. I'm going to go check up on Paisley Pup, make sure that she's all bundled up on the couch. Give me 1 second, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's go M's. And no matter how depressing, our team gets, not being able to hit and, everyone getting hurt, again, I'm always going to be positive. You're still going to see a smile on my face. Somebody's got to be the leader of this team, especially on social media. It's very easy to be negative. It's easy to complain, but again, that's not going to change things. It's not going to make things better. We have to try to keep a positive outlook. It's still early in the season. Of course, nobody wants to go 4-8 to fucking start the season, right? But again, thankfully we have 162 games and we'll see what happens. It ain't over till it's over. But both teams, Houston and Seattle, have been struggling. Houston's got 7 wins. We got 8. We're both averaging about 3 runs a game, which isn't really good enough. Extra base hits, we stink. We leave guys stranded all the time. They got 39 extra base hits. We only have 27. Stolen bags, though, we've been really good. We got 19 of those. And I'm really happy about that. But now with these injuries to Victor Robles and Ryan Bliss, it's really starting to add up. First pitch to Christian Walker there. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike in the top of the second, 0-0 for the Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. Let's go Luis F. Castillo. After having Luis Castillo pitch yesterday, La Piedra on the left, now we have Luis F. Castillo on the right. That one crushed foul, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Christian Walker. Pitch. And 1 sec here. Still chop foul. One-two pitch, pitches outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. From Christian Walker, from Luis F. Castillo. Let's go, baby. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Check swing. Did he go? Got him. There we go. Nice punch out there, bringing that electricity. You don't really have a whole lot of confidence in this particular pitcher, Luis F. Castillo. It's, one of those things where, we would rather have our main starters, but again, it can't get any worse than what we've seen earlier in the season. So hopefully we can get it done. 1 away. Next up for the Astros, Jeremy Pena. First pitch is low and at the knees, 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. A little off balance by Pena, which is rare. 1 ball and 1 strike. I kind of like the delivery out of Luis F. Castillo, and I usually am very critical about new guys that get called up from the farm, from AAA, or come over from another team. Since we haven't had George Kirby, because normally it's going to be Logan Gilbert at the 1, George Kirby at the 2, Bryce Miller, Brian Wu, and Luis Castillo, but La Piedra. But we'll take it. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. I think most people would say the same thing as well, not just people that are in the division like us. I mean, anytime you end up having an allegation against your team that becomes true, people don't forget. So. Pitch is high, and that is a walk to Jeremy Pena. Pena to first. Next up is catcher Victor Caratini. And obviously with my streaming program, wanting to be able to get this information out there, we're going to put this here in the chat. And it may not apply, to every single individual. But again, there's a little bit of, a discount, if anyone is looking to do some type of streaming. And again, it's not something that anybody has to do, but anyone that does, it obviously will help out with me with a little bit of a credit, and a referral towards my monthly bill, and then obviously gives a discount to the individual that decides to go that route. So not something that, it's not like I have a full partnership with them or anything like that. This is just something that, it was kind of like a suggestion type thing. And I don't mind trying to be able to help out and promote, obviously something that I'm using on an everyday basis. Pitch is in there for a strike, 3 balls and 1 strike, but figured we'll share the link at least once, every stream. And probably not going to do it, Now, if I had like a paid partnership, then I would probably do it like, once an hour or whatever, But this is just me kind of being kind. And, again, it's kind of a win-win for both, Top of the second, 0-0. 1 out with a runner at first and a 3-2 count from Luis F. Castillo to Victor Caratini. Throw to first, and he's safe. Caratini in the box. Luis F. Castillo on the mound. Pitches outside, and back-to-back walks by Luis F. Castillo. Come on, baby. Next up for the Astros, second baseman Brendan Rodgers. Saw how bad Emerson Hancock did in his, first start in 2025. He gave up like 6 runs in the first inning, and they sent him down to AAA. So, I don't want to say that Luis F. Castillo is a lot better than Hancock, but it always makes you nervous when you have to have like that guy that's not normally a part of the team, step into the role. Especially when we've been struggling hitting-wise, too. You don't want to struggle with your starting pitching, your hitting, your bullpen, and your defense. Hard to win games that way. Top of the second, 0-0, Astros and Mariners. Runners at first and second with back-to-back walks from Luis F. Castillo. Now you got Brendan Rodgers in the box with a 1-1 count. Well, that's awesome that they got their the house that they wanted. Always an exciting time, especially with the way the economy has been, obviously within the last year or two. It's been tough. Pitch is inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. I know I've felt it. Always good to be able to spend time with family, for sure. Big swing and a miss. 2 2 balls and 2 strikes, and we got some fun things that we're going to be able to share together, like WrestleMania, here on the channel, and that's going to be an exciting 2-day experience. And I know Odin and Sarah, myself, and a few others that love WWE will be locked in, and it'll be an amazing day, amazing 2 days, an amazing weekend. That one chop fading foul. Top of the second, 0-0, runners at first and second with 1 out. I mean, I feel like the anticipation of WrestleMania maybe isn't as much of a build-up as far as the last 2 years. There's been kind of some like last-minute matches and last-minute feuds they've had to put together because of injuries and other things, but it's going to be awesome. WrestleMania always delivers. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Rogers. There we go. Luis F. Castillo showing that, hey, I'm a little bit better than Emerson Hancock. I might got the same name as the guy LaPiedra on the left, but we'll take it. Luis F. Castillo with another punch out. Here we go. Nice job. Next up, center fielder in the 8-hole today, Jake Myers. Pretty good defender and hitter. Myers, and a little blooper, and Pena running home, and that is 1-0 Astros. Brutal. Runners at the corners at first and third, but this shouldn't really be that surprising. I mean, again, this is not really a typical normal starter for us. This is a guy that they had to bring in. Essentially, it's like our 7th guy, out of our starting 5. Emerson Hancock filled in for George Kirby since he was hurt in preseason and spring training, and then they sent him down, at the beginning of the year after giving up 6 runs in the first inning in a game, and then he brought in Luis F. Castillo to see how he can do, and again, he's going to give up probably 3 to 4 runs, maybe 5, and we just have to hope that we can put up 4 or 5 runs as well to make this game close. And if we don't, then we lose. I mean, it's simple as that. Top of the second, 1-0 Astros. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Now we have to get out of this inning without giving up another. Pitch is inside. 1-0 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Try to get into that algorithm if we can. Pitch in there, right on the corner of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Smith. And Smith had that big triple late that pretty much won the game for them. Gave them good position and good momentum. Popped up, fading foul. And again, you want to be able to keep the game close. And then another hit there by Cam Smith. Caratini scored. Myers the third. 2-0 Astros. Brutal. And another hit right there to Luke Raley in right field. Nice job by Cam Smith. I'm not a hater. Next up, DHing today, Jose Altuve. Okay, now they have 2. We can't give up any more than this. This has got to be the maximum that you give up. Because if you start giving up 3-4 runs this inning, I mean, we have a hard time even getting to 4 in a game. I mean, we're getting typically 1 to 3 runs every game, so. Holy hell. And another single. Altuve 3-0 Astros. Brutal. Oh, man. Hard being a hardcore, diehard fan, and, being a realistic fan and understanding where we're sitting as a team. Ay. 3-0 Astros. Even Ken Griffey Jr. can't save us. Dylan Moore had a spectacular defensive play at third and throw to first and out. I don't know how he got it. And again, we know that Polo normally with the new position at third, but he's got kind of a noodle arm. So he's really good at hitting. And I don't know if that is going to be who our DH is moving forward, but might as well. I mean, if he's struggling defensively and you got a guy that's batting like 400, you might as well just have him be the everyday DH, even though they probably wanted him to be more than just that. But, you got to be able to understand where your team is sitting. And again, the injuries have just been stacking up, and, signing Donovan Solano and Miles Mastrobuoni was a mistake. And again, we have little room for error. And again, if you're playing, not up to your potential, and then you have injuries on top of that with key players, no Robles, no Ryan Bliss. And even though those aren't like the biggest names, for us, it's huge. And now we're in a deep hole, 3-0 in the top of the second. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike with runners at first and second. We might have to pull Castillo here in like the 3rd or 4th inning, because if not, how many runs are they going to allow him to give up before we put in someone else? Too bad Gabe Spire isn't a starter. That one chopped foul off himself. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Luis F. Castillo, he's stinky. Not good. But again, that's going to be like the 7th guy in a starting 5 rotation, coming off, AAA. You can't expect a guy from AAA just to be lights out. The AAA pitcher that, just got an opportunity to start because Emerson Hancock is terrible. And he really wasn't terrible last season. He was kind of hit or miss. But again, it shows you how important George Kirby is to this team to keep our starting 5 intact. And a little broken bat. Throw to first. Mastrobuoni to Tellez. And the damage is done. Not ideal. 3 runs scored with 3 hits. Single, single, single. Does the bleeding ever stop? Being a Mariner fan? No, it doesn't. Let's go to the bottom of the second and see what we can cook up here. Leading off for the Mariners in the bottom of the second, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Let's be a hero today. Batting second, right fielder Luke Raley. And batting third, first baseman Rowdy Tellez. And batting averages for some of these guys, it just makes me cringe looking at it. But the one that hurts the most is this guy right here. He's the worst on the team right now. He's batting .056. He only has 1 hit all year. We might have to cut him, but again, with all the injuries that we have, can we? So again, but there's plenty of guys in the farm that may not be ready yet. But again, with the Lazaro Montes, the Harry Ford, the Felman Celestin, the Cole Young, the Colt Emerson, stop fucking waiting, especially when you got all these other guys that are struggling. Call some of these motherfuckers up and see what happens. They can't bat any worse than 100, 200 than a lot of these guys that we have that are starters. Besides Polo batting 400 and Demo batting, 300, everyone else has been, below average. Julio, 174. Polo's 400. That's awesome. Cal Raleigh, 200. Not good enough. Randy, 159. Not good enough. Luke Raley, 179. Not good enough. Rowdy Tellez, .056. Disaster. Right? Demo, 308. That's good. Mastrobuoni in limited time, 250. And then JP Crawford, 125. Golly. And then if we have pitching that isn't good, and then the bullpen isn't good, and then the defense isn't good at times, and then people are like, well, how are you 4-8? That's how. We're actually lucky to be at 4. We could easily be at like 1 or 2 wins this season. So we'll see where it goes, and hopefully we can get better here. And I know it's still early in the season. We have 162 games. We got 150 left, but man, they're really testing the patience, of the fan base this year for sure. Worst start we've had in like 7 or 8 years. My best friend Justin's at work, and he said, Luis F. Castillo, stinky. And he says F stands for fail, apparently. I guess so. Bottom of the second, 3-0 Astros. Hunter Brown on the mound. Randy Arozarena in the box. Come on, Randy. Let's go, baby. 2-2 pitch from Hunter Brown to Randy Arozarena. Chopper towards third base, foul. Come on, Randy.
Oh my gosh.
STL in the building. What's good? Stand with Ukraine in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, especially when I'm calling these games, from beginning to end, like for you guys at home, that you guys have the ability to turn your TV off and walk away, at any given time. So it's like I got to stick with the highs and the lows, and leaving runners in scoring position stranded. I mean, we're experts at that, and it stinks. Randy with a slow dribbler, throw to first, one away. But again, thankfully, we have 150 games to go, and at some point we got to make some adjustments with the lineup. Rowdy Tellez doesn't deserve to be probably on this team right now, and we got a lot of young farm guys that may not be MLB ready, but again, with all these injuries to Victor Robles, Ryan Bliss got hurt last night. Now he's on the IL with a left bicep tear. I mean, can we just stop the bleeding a little bit? First pitch into Luke Raley here in the bottom of the second. We're down 3-0. Back-to-back singles there for the Astros. Luis F. Castillo fucking stinks. But, we got to do what we got to do until George Kirby comes back. 1-0 pitch from Hunter Brown to Raley. That one is fading foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. But no matter how bad, things are going for Seattle, I'm still going to enjoy watching this team. As crazy as that sounds, I mean, I've been watching this team for like 40 years. We went 20 years without making the playoffs. So, obviously got it in 2022 when Julio, ended up coming aboard with Cal and, with Kirby. And, we started to kind of put a nice team together. And, hopefully at some point or another, we can kind of get our ass into gear. But it's going to be some highs and there's going to be a lot of lows. You got to be mentally strong to be a fan of any team in the Pacific Northwest. Bottom of the second, 3-0 Houston. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 pitch from Hunter Brown to Luke Raley. Luke crushes that one foul behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour. If someone can keep track of where we're at on the likes, would be great. And obviously, we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is low and inside. Did he go? He did not. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going through one of my really good friends, Brooks. Brooks Beats. He's one of the best, beat producers here in the Pacific Northwest. He's been working on a project for about 5 years, and we're going to be using his background music on the channel with his permission moving forward. And throw to first with that slow dribbler. Nice hard run by Luke Raley. At least he shows effort, but it's a no-go. 2 away. But my guy is extremely talented, and it's nice for us to be able to have some, better background music than the, 3 default tracks that I got included with our streaming program, and then I can actually use stuff that, he's making himself with instruments and, a beat pad and beat programs and beat machines, and, he puts a lot of love in everything that he does, and it's just cool to be able to help each other out, and again, it's nice to be able to have some nice background music. We got Heaven on right now, then Silo after this, Better Off, Love, Sizzle, With You, and Echo, and then there's a lot of others that don't really fit the baseball stream. Amnesty, Retrograde, Chop Die, Don't Lie, Doodah, Drizzle, Others, Walking Water, Wouldn't Care. And at some point, they may fit for another stream that we do. But I tried to listen to the 15 or 16 tracks and choose like the top 7 or 8 that I thought would go well with the stream. Rowdy Tellez takes a strike, now behind in the count 0-2. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rowdy Tellez. And I know you're a guy that, is typically like a Jared Vogelback, a Carlos Santana, a Mike Ford. We usually like these big, kind of tree trunks, big arms, big legs, DH kind of guys. But we've never really had a DH struggle like this. Normally we get guys that are hitting home runs and good defensive play. It's either strikeout or home runs. But with Rowdy Tellez, you're striking out, popping up, grounding out, and you're not hitting home runs, and you're not even getting singles. And your batting average is plummeting to the point where it's embarrassing. I mean, the guy is batting .053. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So at some point we gotta make a change, and we got guys that are batting in the 100s, that is ridiculous. J.P. Crawford, Luke Raley, Randy Arozarena, Julio, unacceptable. End of the second inning, 3-0 Astros. And then obviously we have a Mariner day off tomorrow, but I'll probably stream something tomorrow. I have to. I have bills to pay, and things have been a little light lately, so hopefully the support will pick up. And then obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be playing the Rangers, who are the best team in the AL West. It's not going to get any easier, but on the bright side, we're not going to have Luis F. Castillo pitch in that series, so we actually might, if the bats come alive, we might be able to compete and at least win a game or two against the Rangers. Hopefully we don't get swept. But so far it's been like, we're winning like 1 game a series, and winning only 1 game a series out of 3 or 4 games ain't going to cut it. Let's see who's up next here for the Astros. Next up for the Astros, left fielder, Yordan Alvarez. Batting second, first baseman from the Diamondbacks, Christian Walker. And batting third, shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Let's go Mariners. I'm sorry to hear that. And we got Venmo and we got Cash App here as well for anyone that's inclined to be able to help. So yeah, that has happened to some individuals, maybe like a YouTube error and whatnot. So Yordan Alvarez, back, and all the way to the wall. Nice job, Julio Rodriguez. 1 away. I might end up doing some, but I'm not going to just do any fucking team, Like if I was going to end up doing, the playoffs, it would be more like as we get further along into the playoffs. But, because obviously the NBA kind of stinks. It's not very good, So, again, if it's like the Celtics are playing, like if it ends up being Thunder Celtics in the finals, yeah, I might end up doing, a couple games. I might end up doing, if it ends up being Cavs Celtics in the East final, and if we end up getting, Nuggets and, the Thunder, or Lakers and the Thunder, and the West final, but as far as like the first couple rounds, probably we won't do any, but again, it all depends on, who's got days off and what we decide to do. When the Mariners have a day off, then we will pivot to the Dodgers. If the Dodgers also have a day off, then I'll be looking at like the Blazers or the Kraken. And if those teams have a day off, then maybe something wrestling related. And then, depending on who's playing, we'll wait and see. So, no, Lakers won't. That shows you how much you know about the NBA. No way in hell Lakers are beating OKC in the playoffs. They can win in the regular season, but regular season and obviously the playoffs are completely different. Nice try, though. Now, Adam Silver would probably love that for ratings, but not going to happen. Can't go if you don't play defense. And a 1-out walk. $2 holla, appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for a photo or two, and I got you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, with a little Cactus Jack, bang bang. That might be the worst prediction of all time. Lakers in 5. You're smoking crack. Pena, nice little base knock in front of Julio. Runners at first and second now. Walker, Pena. Now next up, pitcher Victor Caratini. This isn't, a Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal led Laker team. This is not Magic Johnson and James Worthy and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Top of the third, 3-0 Astros. And Mariners are definitely going to get the priority no matter what. Just like with any of the Pacific Northwest teams, we're going to do duck, for college football. We're going to do, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night NFL, and depending on who's playing, and then, it will be the teams that we represent here first. And then, again, if there's any other, open spots, we'll see. But, again, the NBA isn't really the greatest product, We'll do it sometimes, filler streams for like Blazers and, good matchups and whatnot. But you can't tell me that it's a fun thing to watch every day. And if it is, you need to go find a hobby, because I'll feel bad for you if you think that the NBA is the greatest thing since sliced bread, because it isn't. It's the only sport that is declining in ratings. And ever since Kobe retired, they've lost like 75% of their ratings. So, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Top of the third, 3-0 Astros. Runners at first and second with 1 out. 2-1 count from Castillo to Caratini. I got you. Little one hopper. Go to second. And he dropped it. Holy hell. Jesus. Wow. Bases loaded now with 1 out. Let the bleeding stop. Now, if people were willing to support me and donate, for me to be able to do NBA games, maybe I would be more willing, And again, depending on who's playing, like I can enjoy the Thunder, with SGA. I can enjoy watching the Celtics, even though that's not my team, because they are, one of the funner teams to watch in a bad product. But there's not very many, others that I would really go out of my way that I could honestly say that I would enjoy, But if we were able to get, a good amount of support, like 50 to 100, to do games, based on what maybe I would consider it. But, if people are not going to support, why would I want to do something that isn't a good product, We got to pull Castillo. This guy's terrible. It's like David's takes. Pitches inside, 3-1 count. That's going to be walking in another individual. And this guy is just as bad as Emerson Hancock. George Kirby, get healthy. And that's ball 4. Brings in a runner from third. And then there's others, that I think that are, fun, like Wemby, but he's injured. It's like, maybe the rest of the Spurs team isn't as exciting as a Wemby, but, when you get kind of a freak of nature athlete like that, that's kind of intriguing, to be able to see. Or like when Cooper Flagg goes into the NBA, even if he's like on the Wizards or wherever he goes, that'll be something that I'll probably tune in just to kind of see how he looks. But we might have to pull him. It looks like they're going to keep him out there, but now with bases loaded, 1 out, 44-0. I mean, we're pacing to lose right now, 12-0. Next up is Jake Myers.
Oh my gosh.
Pitch in there. Outside, but called strike. That was kind of like a pity call. We'll get a couple photos up here. The old school Skip. They don't got a whole lot on him, but I appreciate you. We're at 2:98 to go. And hopefully we can get, some more likes, more subs, more views, more shares, and more donos for support. We need it. That one crushed foul by Jake Myers. Top of the third, 4-0 Astros. Luis F. Castillo. F stands for failure. 1 out with bases loaded, 1-2 count from Castillo to Jake Myers. I mean, at this point, it's like, man, you might have to have like a guy like Gabe Spire, have him, and obviously some of these guys in the bullpen, their arms are not, usually, ready to go, like 4, 5, 6 innings. But hell, having a Gabe Spire transition into being, a starter, which obviously we need him in the pen, but, if there's not anybody that's in the farm or in AAA that, because it seems like everyone that we bring up just stinks. Emerson Hancock stinks, Luis F. Castillo stinks. It'd be awesome if we could transition Gabe Spire to be a starter, but obviously that'll never happen. But I wish it would. Rough. 2-2 pitch and slow dribbler, and we finally get a force out at second and a double play. There we go. And we don't get double plays that often. Well, the damage is done. 4-0 Astros. Who's up next here for Seattle in the bottom of the third. Next up for the Mariners in the bottom of the third baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Batting second, playing second base, filling in for Ryan Bliss with the torn bicep, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting third, shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And J.P. is going to have to get replaced at some point as well. But just looking at the lineup overall, this guy needs to probably get cut or go to AAA. This guy's just filling in. Donovan Solano was a mistake. J.P. Crawford probably needs to be replaced as well. I mean, we got guys in the farm. We still got one of the best farm, overall squads. But, I know they're trying to wait. But how long can we wait? Especially with injuries to Victor Robles being out for 3 months after, running into the net and into the wall and separating his shoulder. He'll be out 12 weeks or the rest of the year. And then finding out that Ryan Bliss tore his tricep or bicep yesterday. Not ideal. But I still have to have some kind of blind faith. Let's go M's. $19 stolen bases this season, 6 straight games with a steal, ties the franchise record for most in the first 12 games of the season since 1987. Luke Raley last night, 3rd multi-stolen base game of his career, and Mitch Garver, 3rd career stolen base last night. So on a positive, that's one thing that we are doing much better than last year. But again, there's so many things that are not going right, including injuries, starting pitching, bullpen, and the most important, the lack of hitting and leaving guys stranded. Demo crushes that one, foul. Finding the count now, 0-2. But even with the Mariners struggling like this, 4-0, I would rather do this than any fucking NBA game. I mean, the product is never going to get better. But, filler streams are filler streams, and, we got to do some NHL or NBA at some point. Like tomorrow, the Mariners are off, so we'll see what we'll do tomorrow. But honestly, if it came down to NBA, NHL, or wrestling, I would rather do wrestling. 0-2 pitch. I mean, even if it was Raw, SmackDown, NXT, even AEW, I would rather do that. But, Kraken have been eliminated. The Blazers have been eliminated. It's rough being a Pacific Northwest fan. Bottom of the third, 4-0 Stros. 1-2 pitch from Hunter Brown to Demo. Chop swing. And a little check swing there with the chop. And that goes foul. Come on, Demo. Bottom of the third, 4-0 Stros. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-2 pitch. Little slow dribbler. Jeremy Pena, throw to first. Good defense there. One away. Yeah, next up, second baseman filling in for Ryan Bliss, Miles Mastroboni. And again, second base, shortstop, third are kind of an issue, as well as first base. And this guy's not good enough to be on the team, and neither is at this point. It's crazy to say because a couple years ago, JP was our leadoff hitter, but this guy at some point needs to be replaced as well. I think we really like JP as a person, but as far as like offense and defense, he's definitely on the decline. But with all the other injuries and all the problems that we have, I mean, what can you do? Sometimes you just got to stick with these guys and hope they can turn it around. But there will be a day where we'll see Cole Young, Colt Emerson take that spot at second and short, and we won't have, Mastroboni or Bliss or Crawford to worry about anymore. Bottom of the third, 4-0 Stros. 1-1 pitch from Brown to Mastroboni. Mastroboni pops up. Routine play into left field. Got caught with the sun. 2 away. Down goes Miles. Next up is shortstop J.P. Crawford. We're at 12. We need 8 more to hit the algorithm. Now we're at 14. 6 more likes to go. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 6 more, and then we'll be at 20. Let's go. Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the chances of us, scoring early is pretty slim. We're going to have to typically wait until, the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and the 9th, and just wait for Hunter Brown to go out more than likely. JP. Nice hit, barely fair. Go, 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 go. There we go. There we go. Nice double there by J.P. Crawford. And that's a rare base knock for the Mariners. We don't really see those that often, let alone doubles. We haven't even hit a 3-run blast all year yet. And next up is Julio Rodriguez. And hopefully, like Jacob said, we can get some scores here early within the first couple innings. I mean, we need it. We're already down 4-0. I mean, the reality of winning this game is going to be very, very slim unless, the bats start to come alive. We're at 2, 98 to go. Yeah, I was actually hoping the Dodgers were going to be on tomorrow, even though they've been struggling, but the schedule is a little light tomorrow. I mean, there's not really any good matchups on tomorrow. I mean, I guess Phillies Braves at 4:15, that's an option. We could do that. T-Wolves and Grizzlies is the best option for the NBA. And then on the NHL, the Kraken do play against the Vegas Golden Knights. But after losing 7-1 to the Utah Hockey Club last night, I don't know. That one could get ugly. But we'll see. But those are kind of the options that we're looking at. And I don't know if we have anything wrestling-wise. Big swing and a miss there by Julio. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Oh, good luck with that. Hopefully that works out for you. Bottom of the third, 4-0 Houston. J.P. Crawford with a double. 2 outs, 1-2 pitch to Julio. Come on, Julio. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes for Julio Rodriguez. Come on, my guy. I mean, I don't necessarily need you to hit a home run. To make it 4-2. It would be great if you could. At this point, I'll just take a single. Just get on base. Don't strike out. Don't pop up. Don't ground out. But Julio has not been very consistent. But he has had more home runs than last year to start off the season. But batting average overall, not very good. Pitch is high and out of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And you can definitely tell with the injuries to our teammates, it's affected us. No Kirby, no Brash, no Taylor all year yet. And then with Robles and Bliss going, injured within the last couple days of each other. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Julio. We leave JP stranded. What's new? And that's the end of the 3rd inning. Let's go to the top of the 4th. That man in the building. What's good? Let's see who's up next here for the Astros in the top of the 4th. Leading off, 1 for 1, RBI, right fielder Cam Smith. Batting second, 1 for 2 with an RBI, DHing Jose Altuve. And batting third baseman Isaac Paredes. Come on, Mariners, wake up. Those will probably be the choices for tomorrow. The only problem is the Kraken game is on super late, 7 p.m. Pacific. But that might be the best option. Kraken Golden Knights. I mean, if the Kraken can step up, but who knows if they will. And then I'll probably tune in to a little bit, maybe of the T-Wolves and the Grizzlies. Just have it on in the background. And then we have an opportunity for Phillies Braves as a possible option. Who's on the mound? Luzardo and Schwellenbach, 2-0 versus 1-0. And then what are the times of these games? So with the Kraken on tomorrow is at 7. The Grizzlies and the T-Wolves is on at 6:30. Pacific, and then the Phillies and Braves is on at 4:15. So oh, Luis F. Castillo, you're just as bad as Emerson Hancock. Fuck. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 count to Cam Smith, who had a big triple. Gave him that Uncle Mo and that momentum that they needed. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Luis F. Castillo to Cam Smith. Smith pops up. No fly zone. Julio Rodriguez is there. 1 away. Nice job, Julio. And it's it's crazy that, you know, Rowdy Tellez ends up having a good spring training, that, you know, he was able to make the ball club, but everything that he did in spring training against those shitty pitchers has not carried over, you know, here into the big leagues here in the regular season. First pitch to Jose Altuve in there for a strike from Luis F. Castillo. He's behind in the count 0-1. Altuve crushes that one towards third base, foul, behind in the count 0-2. Pitch. And slow dribbler. Throw to first. Got him. Just barely. 2 away. Next up for the Astros, third baseman Isaac, or as he says, Isaac Paredes. Come on, Griffey. Can we get this going? Come on, baby. You know, things are getting bad when I got to start pulling in some of the baubles and the memorabilia for a rally. But that's how it goes. I got to be able to keep as positive as possible. Just need the bats to come alive for one inning. We just need to cut into this lead and make it 4-1 or 4-2 by at least the 8th inning. And so that way that we only need 1 or 2 runs in the 8th or the 9th. But also that's hoping that they don't score anymore, which might be impossible. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. That one is fouled back. And Luis F. Castillo is in the 4th inning, and he's already almost at 80 pitches. Been rough. George Kirby, come back, my guy. Wish he never would have had that shoulder inflammation, and maybe we wouldn't be in such a fucking hole to start off the year. Pitches outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, the last thing that you want is to see, you know, like your 6th or 7th pitcher pitching early in the season. You know, you want to have your normal starting 5, you know, be healthy, but, you know, I guess health is not a premium here in Seattle. 2-2 pitch. And chase that one, popped up. And Jesus Christ, it ends up being fair in between Tellez and Rayleigh. Holy hell. Next up is Yordan Alvarez. Next up in the box, 0 for 2, Yordan Alvarez. One pitch, which is low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Yordan Alvarez. Pitch is low and outside, almost in the same spot, 2 balls and 1 strike. One pitch, big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch. That one crushed, fading, foul. Yeah, and I hope sometimes we have to go through these terrible things in life to kind of open our eyes, to kind of change certain things in our life. And I hope eating healthier and exercising a little bit more might be on the agenda for you, because I want you to be around. Again, diabetes and obviously other conditions can happen. If we all continue to not eat healthy and not exercise as often as we should, things can happen. And it's just terrible when we end up losing individuals, regardless if it's family or friends. Alvarez with a little dribbler into left field, but I definitely hope that things will be done on your end, so that way that you're going to be around for a long time. And I know sometimes it's hard to be able to change a diet or to push yourself to exercise maybe when you don't want to. But again, I want to make sure that all the people that I care about on the channel are going to be able to be here for a long time. And that's really one of the main starting points, is eating healthier and exercising. And if you don't do those two things, eventually it'll catch up. And I want you to be around. Top of the fourth, 4-0 Astros. Pitches inside. And that is an 0-1 count to Christian Walker. Runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. 4-0 Astros. Luis F. Castillo on the mound and Christian Walker in the box. And I really do believe that, you can do it. And I know sometimes it gets tough, to push yourself on, doing things. I mean, you have to think, with me, I know that Paisley needs to exercise. And there's going to be sometimes, you feel, maybe I just don't want to do this and I would rather do something else. And you do have to push, but I'm telling you, once you start changing your habits in just a minimum of like 3 weeks, 21 days, you start exercising regularly, you start eating a little bit healthier, you'll feel a hell of a lot better. You'll start losing weight. You'll start feeling great. And then you can start implementing those habits moving forward. It's really just that starting point in those first 21 days. And once you get 21 days in, it's a breeze from there, and there will be moments that you get tested or you want to eat, something that might not be, as healthy, and whatnot, or may not want to exercise. But again, if you want to be around, you're going to have to make those changes. So, I had to make those changes. And again, it's worked great for me. And it's not like, I'm just, preaching and not doing it. I am a great example of, if I say it, I'm doing it, and it's definitely worked out. And I've been consistently been able to keep off, the weight. And, do I still crave pizza and tacos and burgers? Of course I do. I love Flavor Town, but sometimes you have to think of what's more important. That food that tastes good, but then you feel like shit afterwards. Or eating a little bit healthier and exercising and changing your life, knowing that you'll be able to live a lot longer, and instead of going down maybe a bad path. So I believe in you. I know you can do it. 2-2 pitch. I mean, if you can quit alcohol for as long as you have, like pretty much I have as well, especially when you get to a point where you're drinking almost every day. And then if you're able to stop that, back when you first stopped doing that, it probably was thinking, I don't know if I can do this. And then once you actually, get past that like 21-day marker, you start to realize I can do this. And now you haven't really been drinking for quite some time. So, baby steps, you can do it. Top of the fourth, 4-0 Houston. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Paisley pup barking in the background. You got to go see what she's barking at. And if we're not careful here, this is going to lead to a walk to Walker. We got to pull him. Oh, yeah. A lot of it's mental, we can always make excuses for why not to do something. It's so easy, to be negative. It's so easy to make excuses. It really is, one of those things. You have to be positive, and you just have to push. 3-2 pitch, pitches outside, and that is a walk. Uh-oh, bases loaded. Bizardo is warming up, but next up is Jeremy Pena. Pena's a stud. Love his game. I might be a Mariner fan, and the Astros might be our biggest rival, but I can't hate on talent. Yeah, I gave up, pretty much drinking sodas, but every once in a while, within the last maybe 4 months, I'll cave and I'll go for like a 12-pack of like Mountain Dew just for like energy, not necessarily just the way that it tastes, but if I'm going to be grinding on this channel, 7 days a week, and I'm going to be walking my pup 5 miles a day, sometimes I need a little pick-me-up, to kind of get me going, or, but for the most part, just water and juice and milk, something that has some kind of flavor. But big swing and a miss behind the count 0-2, but I'm definitely cutting back on a lot of things. Big pitch here for Luis F. Castillo. Let's get the fuck out of this inning. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases loaded, and it seems like that's been a common theme for the Astros with Luis F. Castillo. Not a good pitcher, just like Emerson Hancock. George Kirby, please come back. 1-2 pitch. Got him. Wow, we got extremely lucky that Castillo baited Jeremy Pena. That could have easily ended up being 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, or 8-0. 6 hits, 4 runs for the Astros, and no runs, 1 hit for the Mariners. Can't win a game with 1 hit unless it's a home run and you win 1-0. All right, well, this is the story of the Mariners at this point. Got to do what you can do with what you have available. Next up, 0 for 1, DHing Jorge Polanco. You're batting 400, and if you want to stay at 400 or above, you need a hit at this at-bat. Let's go, Polo. Someone's got to be the catalyst to start it off for us. Batting second, 0 for 1, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Let's go, dumper, dump. And batting third, 0 for 1, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Someone bring the electricity, please. Let's go, Mariners. Till I die, baby. Let's go. Let me go check up on Paisley here real quick. Back in on the couch, and Paisley, is an angel. If I didn't have her, who knows if I would be here or not. And sometimes, certain things, certain people, certain pets, come into your life and change your life forever. And I haven't had so much love and gratitude in my life, since I've had her. She's 3 years old. It's been a lot of work, but again, she saved my life, and I know I saved hers. And I really do enjoy being outdoors, and I feel with all of the social media and technology, sometimes, you got to put it down and, get outside. Even just for a little bit, it really does make the difference. Bottom of the fourth, 4-0 Stros. 1-0 count to Jorge Polanco. Welcome back in the lineup, and hopefully Polo can get at least a hit or two before this game is up. Pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hunter Brown to Jorge Polanco. And Hunter Brown has been wheeling and dealing, but we make everyone look like a Cy Young candidate, especially when we're a bottom 5 hitting team. Batting like 200 as a team, not good. Polo. Jeremy Pena, throw to first, and got him. Wow, Jeremy Pena is an amazing wizard on defense there. Down goes Polo. At least he ran hard to first. Julio, take note. Next up, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, baby. Come on, make it happen. Love my baubles. First pitch inside to big dumper, Cal Raleigh, one of my favorites on the team, who has been struggling. Can't give him a free pass just because I like him as a player and a person. You know, everyone has been struggling pretty much besides Polo and Demo. Hard hit, throw to first from the knees, and the Mariners still can't catch a break. 2 away. We need you, Cal. We need you. Next up, 0 for 1, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. And this is just a goddamn shame. Left bicep there. And again, he's not a very good hitter, but defensively, you know, he's pretty good. Mariners just can't catch a break. One thing when everyone's healthy and you're playing bad and underachieving, but then, you know, when you end up playing bad and then you get guys hurt, then things really start hitting the wall. Shit starts really hitting the fan. 0-1 pitch from Brown to Arozarena. Pitch is in there for a strike, behind in the count 0-2. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high and tight inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, we probably won't be able to get anything until like the 7th, 8th, and 9th until after Hunter Brown goes out. That's kind of the Mariners' MO. You know, you got to wait for the starting pitching to go out. Hope their bullpen is a little shaky like ours, and then the runs start to happen. Just ideally, you don't want to give up 4, but when you have like your 7th guy in the rotation playing as a starter, a AAA pitcher, and you're going against the Astros, you know, even though they don't have Bregman and Tucker anymore, this is what happens. So. But this could also happen with, you know, Luis Castillo on the mound, or Kirby, or Miller, or Wu, or Gilbert. You know, every solid, really good pitcher has off days as well, and the hitters are just on point. So. Let's go, Randy. We got a double out of J.P. Crawford earlier. 2-2 pitch. Oh, Randy. Back. All the way to the wall. 1 hopper. Go. There we go. Stand, double. Randy Arozarena. Let's go. Now, can we get consecutive hits back to back? That's kind of the problem. Like, we all of a sudden get this big double, but then the next guy strikes out, pops up, grounds out. Can we just get back-to-back or back-to-back hits, you know? Can we do that? But the problem is like we get 1 hit every, like, 2 to 3 innings, you know? And if it's not a home run, then that leads to nothing, you know? But hopefully, you know, Luke Raley, this would be a great time to hit a home run, you know, or even just a single or a double to make it 4-1. Yeah, you know, is it going to help us, you know, necessarily come back and win the game? Probably not. But at least for, you know, me and other Mariner fans, we want to have some kind of glimmer of hope, you know, to try to chip away a little bit instead of this game end up being 8-0 and we just get skunked. Come on, Luke. Pitch is outside. 2-0 count. But again, have we been bunting? No. You know, you got to be thinking outside the box when you're a shitty hitting team overall. Come on, Luke. That one chopped behind the plate, foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Come on, Luke. Yeah, Dodgers are on a little bit of a skid lately with those role players struggling. I was kind of deep diving into the stats there. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Hunter Brown to Luke Raley. And then And it shows you, like, every time, you end up having runners in scoring position and they get stranded, it hurts even more when you barely can even have it happen. Rayleigh crushes that one, foul. But again, I know this team, through and through. I've been watching for almost 40 years. So, I know, potentially when good things are about to happen. And sometimes you can be, pleasantly surprised, like with the JP double and the Randy double. But can we actually manufacture back-to-back hits? And most of the time, within the first 6 innings, that's strike 3, and we don't. And down goes Luke, and Randy Arozarena with a double for absolutely nothing. Now we have 2 hits and 1 error, no runs. We need some help. Help! So the top of the 5th. Let's see who's up next for the Stros. Next up for the Stros, 0 for 1 with a run and a base on ball. Catcher Victor Caratini. And that's the emotion that Mariner fans have every day. That right there. A frustration, not joy. Batting second, 0 for 1 with an RBI, base on ball and K. Second baseman Brendan Rogers. And batting third, 1 for 2, center fielder Jake Myers. Let's go Mariners. Got to wait for Hunter Brown to go out, and hopefully we can get something going. All right, let's take a look at some of the scores so far today. Bottom of the 8th, Padres up 2-1 on the Athletics. Diamondbacks up 7-0 on the Orioles. That's a little shocking. Reds 6, Giants 5 in the bottom of the 6th. Nats up 5-4, like Sarah mentioned, against the Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th, but plenty of time for the Dodgers to come back. Astros obviously beating the brakes off the Mariners 4-0. And then we got a couple finals. Pirates 2, Cardinals 1 and 13. Rough loss like the Mariners had last night. Marlins 5, Mets 0. Shocking. Yankees 4, Tigers 3. Good game there. Rangers 6, Cubs 2. And then we have a few games later today. We got White Sox, Guardians, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Angels, Rays, Phillies, Braves on MLB Network. I might tune into a little bit of that. Twins, Royals, and then the last game of the night, Brewers and Rockies. Now we got Eduardo Bazardo in. So the Luis F. Castillo experiment is finally over. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Bazardo to Caratini. It's always good, when you can have, friends and extended, co-workers and family, try to be able to support the best way that they can. One-two pitch. That one crushed foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the sad reality is life is short, and you got to make sure you're making, the most out of every single day. Sometimes we have to go through dramatic things to kind of realize that you can't take anything for granted, and you have to make sure, that you're living every single day as if it were your last, and I know it kind of sounds cliche, but it's so true, and again, once you start having love and gratitude in your heart and you start to make some positive changes in your life, better things will start happening. 100%. And Caratini strikes out. 1 away. We like that. Goodbye, Victor. Next up, second baseman Brendan Rogers. Bazardo, 1-0 pitch into the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. This looks like it's going to lead to a walk. Pitch in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike from Bizzardo to Rogers. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I think we'll probably end up doing the Kraken tomorrow, even though they got absolutely obliterated by the Vegas Golden Knights. It'd be kind of a nice change of pace, to do something, a little bit different for a filler stream since the Mariners and Dodgers are both off tomorrow. Little dribbler. And JP Crawford with another error. Jesus Christ, JP. The hell is going on here? Even though it's kind of going to be a late broadcast with the Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights, again, I'm always going to support the Kraken even if they end up being eliminated from the playoffs like the Blazers. And Vegas Golden Knights always have, a good team. They always bring it. So it could end up being ugly. Maybe the Kraken will end up playing spoiler. They could end up losing 7-1 like they did yesterday. I don't really know what to expect, but I think that's what we're going to probably do tomorrow. And then we'll get back to doing the Mariners and the Rangers on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nice catch by Julio in the outfield. There we go. 2 away. We don't have too many plays that we can get too excited about here today, but at least Julio in the no-fly zone, that's some good effort in the outfield. Nice job, J-Rod. Next up for the Astros, DHing Jose Altuve. Loud boos in Seattle to Altuve. No surprise. First pitch to Altuve. He crushes that one, fading foul. Behind in the count 0-1. Top of the 5th, 4-0 Stros. 2 on with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Luis F. Castillo absolutely is terrible. He's finally out of the game. We got Bizzardo in, but it would be a lot better if we were only down like 2-0. Then we would feel like, okay, we only need to get like 1 in the 6th and then, 1 in the 7th or 8th and we'll see how it goes. But, we're averaging about 1 to 3 runs every game. So, to win in the MLB, you got to get 4 runs or more. And that's pretty standard for any team, but when you're batting like right under 200, that's a big ask. Like we're not able to get to 4 runs every day, maybe every 3rd day we can get to 4 runs, and that's a problem. Especially with all the injuries that are, piling up. Victor Robles being out of this lineup is terrible. And then we just lost Bliss. Polo hasn't been healthy. I don't think the Mariner organization was expecting this many injuries within the first, 12 games. But that's baseball for you. Mavs, Lakers tonight. That's a good question. Obviously, I would have to look at the injury report and see who's going to be healthy and playing and who's out, but and I also have to see who's at home. Popped up, Cal is there. I mean, obviously, if you're just going based on how they've been playing lately, most people would say Lakers, but let me take a quick look. Because all these things are, contributing factors, not just for betting and parlays, but all right. So it looks like it's not in LA. It's on the road. It's in Dallas. And obviously Luka coming back to Dallas. So who we got on the injury report? Bronny is a game time decision. Has Jackson Hayes on the Lakers as well. And Kleber is out. And for the Mavs, Exum is game time decision. Hardy is out. Anthony Davis is game time decision. and obviously Kyrie injured, right? So, yeah, you would assume Lakers are going to win. You know, obviously it'll be an emotional game. Maybe they'll feed the ball a little bit more. You know, LeBron might take slightly less shots, even though he's going to get his. And yeah, it's probably a safe bet to say that the Lakers are going to win, and they might win big. You know, Luka might go off for 20 to 40 points. You know, he might have a triple-double, and if he doesn't, you know, LeBron will probably end up having 20, 30, 40, and he might have a triple-double himself. So I would be safe to say that if you don't have Kyrie and Anthony Davis playing together, you probably have no shot, you know, and especially, you know, being emotional, you know, and all those fans, you know, that rooted for Luka, and then now him coming back, you know, it would be probably, and it wouldn't be crazy to think that the Mavs get lucky and find a way to win. But if they don't have Davis or Kyrie, I highly doubt it. And it sounds like Davis might play, but, you know, pretty safe bet that the Lakers will win and Luka and LeBron will dominate. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fifth. Hunter Brown is still out there, and hopefully we can get fucking his ass out of the game. He's been dominant. And we got Rowdy Tellez, our worst player on the team, in the box right now. First pitch is outside, 1-0 count. Come on, Rowdy. You got to get your batting average up to at least 200, my guy. Pitch is outside, 2-0 count. I'm going to look at the stats and the analytics before I give an answer to anything. And hard hit for Rowdy Tellez all the way back to the warning track. That's probably one of the best hitting, baseballs that we have seen from Rowdy, but doesn't lead to anything. One away. Have to send him down to AAA. You know, it's sad too because he had a pretty good spring training and he made the team, but he's been absolutely terrible here in the bigs. Next up is third baseman Demo Dylan Moore, and this has been the second best hitter on the team besides Jorge Polanco. His average now is down to 385, and Demo has just under 300 now at 296. If he gets a hit, he'll be back at 300. Oh, 1 pitch from Brown to Demo. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count, 0-2. Come on, Dylan. Try to jam Demo. Crushes that one, fading foul. Count remains 0-2. Come on, Mariners. We just have to find a way to get 1 or 2 runs, you know, by like the 8th inning. So we still got a few innings to go. You got to be realistic and just find a way to kind of cut into the lead and hope that they don't score anymore. And then we can get our first run maybe in the 6th or the 7th, maybe 1 run in the 8th, and then 1 or 2 in the 9th. I know that's obviously a big ask. And then, try to find a way to, force extra innings or at least make it kind of, a close game late. But based on how we've been hitting today, it looks like we might end up, I don't think that we'll get a 0. I think we can still, after Hunter Brown goes out, I still think we can get to 1 or 2 runs. But again, to win in the MLB, you got to get 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And that doesn't matter if you're a Mariner or a Dodger or a Brave, or an Astro. That's kind of standard. Throw to first. Dude, Jeremy Pena is a goddamn wizard. Barehanded. He is a defensive gem. Wish he was on the Mariners. He's awesome. My favorite player on the team for the Astros. Ridiculously great defense by Pena. Barehanded, and he ended up getting him with like 3 steps to the bag. Unbelievable. Oh, Demo. Next up, second baseman from the Cubs, Miles Mastrobuoni. Mastrobuoni up into center field. Oh, they had 2 players almost collide into each other, but they don't. And that's an easy 1-2-3 inning for the Astros. Seems like I've said that often today. And Jake Myers and Yordan Alvarez almost collided into each other. Now we have Colin Snyder coming in. And let's go to the top of the 6th. on, Mariners. Got to chip away. All right, Colin Snyder coming into the game for Bizzardo. We'll see what he can do. Next up, for the Astros in the 2-hole, Isaac Paredes. Batting second, left fielder, Jordan Alvarez. And batting third, in the cleanup spot, the 4-hole, first baseman, Christian Walker. Come on, Mariners, wake up. Where are we at? We're pretty close to the goal on the likes. We're at 17. We need 3 more to go. So if you are in the room, thank you so much. Now we're at 18. We only need 2 more. So if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 2 more to go to hit the algorithm and get into the goal. And then we're at 298 to go to hit the dono goal as well. Let's go. I'm going to grab a water now. Sec. All right. Come on, Mariners. Find a way. So since Sarah, the Blues have been on their, kind of win streak, have you been paying attention and watching more Blues games now since they've kind of caught everyone's attention that has been a fan for a while? Or are you just mostly watching like highlights and stuff on social media? Have you got a chance to kind of dig in and watch a full game lately or no? Top of the 6th, 4-0 Houston. We just need, Hunter Brown to go out. And again, it'll be a 3-inning sprint, to try to be able to get it done in the 7th, 8th, and the 9th. And that's really been the MO of the Mariners for years and years and years. You just hope that you're not down 4-0 once the fucking starter goes out. And you hope that you at least, you have a run or two, so that way you're not having to make up so much ground. And this is the best Blues team since when? I know they probably have mentioned that on the broadcast. Like, how long has it been since they've been this good? Because it seems like they're going to be going to the playoffs this year, right? So it could end up being kind of a team that could probably surprise some people, right? And Paredes strikes out. 1 away. Isaac Paredes. Goodbye. Base is empty. Next up, left fielder Jordan Alvarez. First pitch to Alvarez. Takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. Since the Stanley Cup, Alvarez crushes that one. And that's towards first base. Foul. Behind in the count, 0-2. And Jordan is kind of like Julio, when they get that 0-2 count. Most of the time, you're able to get him out, but probably a little bit more consistent than Julio. As far as like big name guys on the team. 0-2 pitch. And slow dribbler to first. We got him. There we go. 2 away. Next up, first baseman, Christian Walker. Go 3 up and 3 down, and hopefully we can get some offense going at some point here. Judah in the building. How are you, my guy? Ooh, that water's good. First pitch from Colin Snyder to Christian Walker. Low and at the knees into the dirt. 1-0 count. Pitch. Pitch is on the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Snyder to Walker. Good, man. Good. It's all about changing diet and exercising, whether it be in the gym or getting that fresh air outside, and I feel like if I never got Paisley, I wouldn't really be able to get in touch with nature, to be able to smell the fresh air, to get rained on, to be able to hear the birds chirp, to be able to, see different water, streams and stuff, during my walks, big fields, to smell freshly cut grass. You start to kind of forget once you get older back into your childhood time. And, it really has made a difference in my life. Little chopper, throw to first. And there we go. 3 up and 3 down. We haven't said that for the Mariners really today. Nice job by Colin Snyder. And let's go to the bottom of the 6th and let's get a run. I don't even have to be greedy and say let's get 4 or let's get 3 or 2. How about we just get 1? How about we get either back-to-back hits that lead to an RBI or a home run? That would be great. I know that's asking a lot, from the sports gods, but, Next up, 1 for 1, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Been a little shaky on defense, and that concerns me. Batting second, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, DHing today, welcome back into the lineup. But we need you, Jorge Polanco. We need that batting average to stay high. And as high as 450, Polo is batting, but now the average has gone down to 385. We need you, man. Let's go. It does. It really does help, again, because I do a morning walk, usually sometime between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., depending on when Paisley and me wake up. Then I do another one in the afternoon, usually sometime between 12 and maybe 4. And then I do a late one that's usually between 8 and 11 at night. And, it's great. I usually like the night walk the best because then I don't see anybody, because I don't want, Paisley to get startled. And, it's just nice when there's no people, no dogs, it's complete darkness. We're walking in neighborhoods and different areas, and I don't got to worry about anything, and I can just relax and just kind of enjoy it. I always got to be on high alert in the morning and the afternoon, asshole people leaving their dogs off leash, and I got to be able to, protect Paisley and pick her up, or, try to avoid her getting bit by a fucking dog, or, What are we at on likes? We're getting pretty close to 20. We should be only 1 or 2 away. Last time that we checked. Hunter Brown's still in there, wheeling and dealing. 0-1 pitch to JP. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to JP Crawford. One pitch. Pitch is low and at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Only 2 doubles all day today. We need more than that. And it would be nice if you had those 2 doubles and back-to-back hits, but of course, that's not the case. Big swing and a miss for JP. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're 1 like away from 20. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. There we go. Now we're at the algorithm. We're at 20. See if we can get to 25 or 30 before the broadcast is up. And we're not going to get a boost in the room unless the Mariners can get this game close towards the end of the matchup. 4-0 Stros. 2-2 count to JP Crawford. We're at 2, 98 to go. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. And that flies off the bat towards third base foul. That remains 2-2. Come on, Mariners. Griffey's waiting. 2-2 pitch. JP crushes that one, fading foul. low and into the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats for our beats that we have on every show moving forward. They're fantastic. They fit really well with the streams, and again, it's much better than just having 1 or 2, you know, that we've been using as a default that came with the program. So now we just need a little bit of run support to go along with the music. Bottom of the 6th, 4-0 Astros. All we need to do is just get that first run. 3-2 pitch. JP crushes that one, fading foul. Three-two pitch. JP got jammed. Throw to first. 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. There's one thing about being popular, but you need to live up to that contract and help the team out. Let's go. Trident's up, baby. And I know you got more home runs. You didn't get your first home run until after game 20 last year, and I think you already have like 3. But man, you're hitting though overall. You know, it hasn't been up to the standard of a Julio Rodriguez. We need you. Come on, baby. They got some guys warming up in the pen for Hunter Brown. 90 pitches in for Hunter Brown. Julio chops it towards third base, foul. Oh, we need some blessings on this channel. Oh, 1 pitch. Julio chops that one foul, behind in the count 0-2. We need runs and we need support for sure. Oh, 2 pitch. Julio, little slow dribbler towards third. Throw to first. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners in the 2-hole, DHing Jorge Polanco. Come on, Polo. Polo's got these very unique circular stunner shades. Polo, first pitch, crushes it towards first base, foul. Come on, baby. Got a tour bus? Really? That's interesting. Not sure if he deserves a tour bus, but good for him. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. Good eye by Polo. 1 ball and 1 strike. Come on, Jorge. Like, you might be the only guy that we have like faith in. That's crazy to say, when you got guys like Julio and Cal Raleigh and a few others. But man, it's been tough lately. Polo crushes that one towards first base, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's like, I don't even need a home run. I just need to get on base. Get me a single or a double. Come on, Polo. Cal Raleigh on deck. Polo gets a single. Cal Raleigh gets a home run. Boom, 4-2. Then we actually are back in it. All you need is just 1 or 2 guys to make a play. But again, baseball is the hardest sport to play, and You know, you got guys in the NFL and the NBA that make it look easy, but next swing, did he go? He did not. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Polo. And Polo goes down. Oh, no. Oh, end of the 6th inning. 4-0 Astros. He's up next here for Houston in the top of the 7th. Next up in the top of the 7th, 1 for 2, shortstop Jeremy Pena. Batting second in the 6th hole, catcher Victor Caratini. And batting third, second baseman Brendan Rodgers. Shout out to my boy Brooks Beats, incredibly talented human being. Wish him the best. Nothing would make me happier than him getting discovered and being able to take his dream to a whole nother level. And I definitely will support him until my days are done. Top of the 7th, 4-0 Astros. So Mariners, who are bringing in Lawrence. He's getting his first opportunity to pitch. I don't know about this. And when you got injuries and when things are going bad, you know, you have to experiment with some new guys in the pen or new guys that are pitching. This might go incredibly bad. One ball and 1 strike to Jeremy Pena. I mean, he's slightly better than Service, but there's a lot of similarities, it feels like. I mean, I know you got injuries and, you know, you have to be able to manage certain, you know, positions, and they were not anticipating, you know, us sucking this bad so early and having injuries to a lot of players. I mean, you got to think it's not just like, you know, regular players. They're like impact players for our, you know, team. And, you know, it's not like we're a top team. So it's like when you start getting starters that we really rely on, like Victor Robles and, you know, Ryan Bliss can be replaced, but still it's kind of nice to have some continuity and chemistry. But again, no Troy Taylor, no Brash, no Kirby, no Robles, no Ryan Bliss. I mean, how many teams can survive, you know, with that many guys being injured within the first fucking 12 games, or guys that haven't even played yet? You know, and again, I think we were happy after Service got fired, but you know, there's been moments where I've liked the moves that Wilson has made, but there's been quite a few games where I'm like, this reminds me of Service 2.0, just like you said. I feel like it's kind of like that. But some of it isn't his fault because of the injuries. So again, you know, once we're fully healthy, let's see how he operates the team. So I can't really, you know, point the blame on him. He's not the one throwing the ball and swinging the bat. You know, that's the Mariner players that are not doing their job. So, I mean, we could have the best manager in the dugout and we could still have the same record. You know, It's up to the players to make the plays, not the manager. But, the manager does make those key decisions on when to, bring guys in and take guys out. And, we have, got lucky on a few of those, kind of questionable calls where we've actually come back and won, and, if we didn't, that he would have gotten obliterated in the media. So, as well as by me and a lot of others. So, yeah, ownership is just, agreed. 3-1 pitch to Victor Caratini. Back to the wall. No fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. There we go. 2 away. Bottom of the 7th, 4-0 Astros. 2 outs. Lawrence on the mound. Brendan Rodgers in the box. And this Lawrence kid actually did pretty good this inning. I didn't really know what to expect here, especially when you get a guy that is getting his first opportunity to pitch, from the pen, but pretty good. And we haven't said that pretty good or good for a lot of things so far. Broken bat by Brendan Rodgers, popped up, throw to first, and we get out of the inning unscathed. I'll take that. There we go. Nice job by Lawrence. All right, here we go. Now we're in the sprint in the bottom 3 innings in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and now we have to try to manufacture 1 run here, 1 or 2 in the 8th, and then 1 in the 9th. And if we can find a way to do that, then maybe we can find a way to make this a little bit closer of a game. But 0 runs, 2 hits, 2 errors. And when you have the same amount of hits and errors in a game with no runs, you might be at a 0. So. See who's up here for the Mariners. Up next, 0 for 2, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting second, 1 for 2, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, right fielder, Luke Raley. Let's go, Mariners. I always have faith, Haters will hate. Mariner fans, will get upset and frustrated, but I'll always, be keeping a positive attitude, no matter what. Even when things are going really, really bad, tomorrow is always another day to prove yourself, unless you have a day off like they do, and we'll see what happens when we play the Rangers. So, it's a long year. And the Mariners have never had injuries like this. It's like with your pitching, being not very good, which is normally kind of a strength. Mariners have never gotten hurt like this. We've never seen this in the last, 10 years. I have never seen a team been this beat up, or have had so many drastic injuries in spring training or in the regular season. So that's kind of making it, a little bit worse than it would be. If we didn't have all these fucking injuries, maybe we would be like 500 right now. Which wouldn't be great, but it would be a few games better than we're at right now. Maybe we're 6-6 or 7-6, maybe a game above 500 or 500. But, you can't anticipate injuries. It's like fantasy football. I normally finish in the top 3 every year. Last year, I was terrible. It was really shocking, but again, it was my fault. Bad drafting, some of the players, got injured, and it fucked me, and again, that happens, even to the best of us. Now we have Bennett Sosa coming in. Finally, we get Hunter Brown out, and hopefully we can see what we can get going here in these last 3 innings. We got to hold them to 4. They can't score anymore. We try to get 1 run here in this inning, 1 or 2 in the 8th, and 1 or 2 in the 9th. And again, is it going to happen? Most likely not, being real. But those are the ways that you have to approach this when things are not going good for your team. You just have to slowly but surely just try to chip away. To ask for 4 runs in this inning is unrealistic. Could it happen? Of course, it could, but will it? Probably not. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal, wake up. But, even if, things end up being a tough season, I've been following this team for like 40 years. Not many people can say that. Well, I'm fully invested no matter what. I don't give a shit what the outsiders say. I'd rather stick with one team my whole life, and go through the ups and downs and, have the moments of joy, even though those are few and far between, and have to go through the pain and the punishment, rather than being a bandwagon fan and, getting numb to wins and having it not mean anything. Down goes Cal Raleigh, one away. It's all how you approach things in life. It's okay, Cal. Next up, left fielder, 1 for 2, Randy Arozarena.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, Randy. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball. Now make it 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Randy Arozarena. 2-0 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3-0 count. This should be a walk. Last time, in the game yesterday, Randy had a 3-0 count and then ended up striking out. If it ends up being 3-0, the chances of them, being able to throw 3 consecutive strikes after throwing 3 balls is not likely. So don't swing. And there you go. Randy's smart enough to realize his mistake from yesterday. And, because the last thing that you want is to, be ahead of the count 3-0 and then you strike out. That's like the worst possible thing that could happen. Now we got Randy at first. Good decision there. And obviously this pitcher is a little shaky. It's not Hunter Brown. Next up is Luke Raley. And we really need a fucking nuke right now. Come on, Luke. Give me a nuke. First pitch is inside for a ball. And that's 5 straight balls here from Sosa to Raley. Let's go. Randy with 4 straight balls. And that first pitch to Luke for a ball. Keep it going. But you guys have too many holes after having AR and Daniel Jones there. You can't draft a quarterback. You have to wait till next year. It would be kind of stupid to draft a quarterback this year when there's going to be better ones that could be a starter for your team next year and the year after that. You got to be able to plug in the holes of the players that you have. Instead of having 3 quarterbacks on the team that may not, even pan out. And then you have all these other holes that still need to be filled. .30 pitch, and that's in there for a strike. 7 straight balls, and then finally a strike. This should lead to another walk here for Luke Raley. If Luke isn't stupid, this should end up being a walk. You just have to be patient. Now, if this is Julio, this is probably a strikeout. But with Luke Raley, are you smart enough? Yes, he is. There we go. Back-to-back walks, baby. Randy with a walk. Luke with a walk. And now we bring in Donovan Solano for Rowdy Tellez, who's absolutely terrible. But guess what? Donovan Solano ain't very good either. Shows you how important pitching really is. And if you're off, that could be the difference. We could get back into the game in this 1 inning. Suck for 6 innings and then try to find a way in the last 3. It kind of stinks when you have to have this kind of mentality, but this is the way that the Mariners are built. We have to hope that they fuck up at some point or another. Reflect with a 5er. Appreciate you. You always have to be positive. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Appreciate you. We're at 7. 93 to go. Go, baby. Hopefully Solano won't swing either and we can get bases loaded. Because again, if we're dumb, this is going to turn into a double play and we get nothing. And again, we can't afford to have back-to-back walks and actually have a glimmer of hope and then have Solano do some cheap-ass, half-ass swing hit into a double play, and that typically is what happens to us. And then the inning is over. So hopefully Mac and Solano and Reflect are going to be all on the same page, and we can get it done here. Let's go. Appreciate you. Let's go, baby. I need to channel our inner Mac, baby. Let's go. But they might as well send Tellez to AAA, and we need to start calling up some of these guys from the farm because, again, I mean, if we got guys that are batting under 100, right barely over 100 or not even at 200, I mean, what are we waiting for? I mean, again, a lot of these guys need to be replaced. Miles Mastroboni isn't good enough to play second. JP isn't good enough to be our shortstop anymore. Tellez needs to go to AAA. I mean, there's at least 4 guys that could be sent down and we can bring guys up. And I know for some of those guys, it would be a big ego, knock on them, but, we need to improve the team somehow, some way. 0-1 pitch. Solano behind in the count now 0-2, which will probably lead to a strikeout because he's not good. Period. Mistake. Should have never signed him. Terrible move by the organization. Just like Mastroboni, not smart. Oh-2 pitch. Goodbye on the corner. See you later. All right, next up is Dominic Canzone, and hopefully he won't strike out on 3 pitches like he did in his debut yesterday. Come on, Dom. Bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. Don't do any of that half-swinging bullshit, right? No double plays here. Praying to the heavens, and that's what we need to do here. Let's go. Bottom of the 7th, 4-0 Astros, and all we need is one run this inning. 1 or 2 in the next inning, 1 or 2 in the 9th. Chip away. Now, if we can get 1 to 3 runs here, that would be great, but, I mean, we have to kind of be real. Megan in the building, good morning. Reflect in the building, good morning. Good afternoon. Judah in the building. Sarah in the building. What's good? Bottom of the 7th, 4-0 Astros. Come on, Dominic Canzone. And again, no bunting attempts all game today. When you're one of the worst hitting teams in baseball, Dan Wilson, wake up, dude. Otherwise you're going to be Scott Service 2.0, and you're already starting to look like it. Injuries is not what we expected, but again, you can do certain things to improve your chances on trying to get a hit or get on base. I mean, one positive thing is at least we're stealing bags at a record pace. 0-1 pitch. Canzone popped up. Foul. Behind in the count 0-2, which will probably lead to nothing. And honestly, I would rather see, I've already seen Tyler Locklear and whatnot, but, I know some of the other guys aren't ready. But hell, Feldman, let me see you. Harry Ford, let me see you. Cole Young, Cole Emerson, let me see you. I mean, let me see these farm guys. I mean, if we're going to be a, kind of a bad team, I might as well be excited to watch the new guys come in than watch these OG old guys fail, Let me get excited about some of the new guys. I mean, it can't get any worse with the new guys coming in since the guys that we got aren't playing well. End of the 7th inning, 4-0 Astros. See who's up next for them. But again, baseball, one of the hardest sports to play, so not easy. Next up for the Astros in the top of the 8th, 1 for 3 with a run, RBI, center fielder Jake Miners. Batting second, 1 for 3 with an RBI, right fielder Cam Smith. And everyone's favorite baseball player, DHing Jose Altuve, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Come on, Mariners. Now we're in a position where we have to get 2 runs in the 8th and 2 runs in the 9th. It's asking a lot. We need some blessings on blessings on blessings. Too bad we don't have Ken Griffey Jr. in the lineup. We need him. Oh, baby, 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 baby. We'll be doing Kraken and the Golden Knights tomorrow since we don't have the Mariners with a day off. Dodgers have a day off. So Kraken Golden Knights tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll be doing that. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll be doing Mariners and the Rangers. And at the absolute worst time to be playing the best team in the division, of course, that's who we have to play next. But, we'll see what happens. So that'll be the schedule for the next 3 to 4 days. Kraken and the Golden Knights tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific. And then we'll go Mariners and Rangers Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then on Monday, we'll do Rockies and Dodgers or Monday Night Raw, more than likely. And Kraken are off on Monday, so can't do that. That's what will be on tap. Chihuahuas. Yeah, and again, cats, dogs, they really do make things so much better. You could have a lot of adversity, a lot of, pain or sadness, but one thing that will never quit on you, one thing that will always love you unconditionally is a cat, a dog, a kitten, a pup. And, we have to be incredibly blessed if you actually have, a cat or a dog, in the household, as long as you're not allergic. And it really does make a big difference in a lot of our lives. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Actually mine in the count 0-2. Wow. I know I would not be the same person without Paisley in my life. She basically saved my life, 100%. Changed my life for the better. Yeah, Ollie does that for you. We got pets that will do it for us, for everyone else. Little chopper, throw to first. There we go, 1 away. And Lawrence has actually been pretty good, making his debut. We didn't really know what we were going to get out of Lawrence. But last inning, he came out unscathed. Now, Leo Rivas entering the game, and Reflect ended up sending a little stat line. But Casey Lawrence, so far, so good. Next up is Cam Smith. Rivas at second. And Cam Smith with another hit. Single to right. Next up, DHing Jose Altuve, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Yeah, I can't wait for WrestleMania. We'll definitely be doing day 1 and day 2. It'll be a lot of fun for us wrestling fans. Oh, Altuve. Popped up. And JP drops it. Man, JP's defense has really been terrible lately. And again, you had 3 guys there. Why is JP running towards that ball? And Jose Altuve gets on base based off stupidity from the Mariners. I mean, it's one thing if pitching is bad, then the bullpen is bad, then defense is bad. What other categories can we get bad in? I mean, all of them. Jesus. the most hated player in baseball gets another hit. Unbelievable. Next up, Isaac Paredes. Chopper off the pitcher, and another single. Man, we are just really, really going down in the gutter, aren't we? Casey Lawrence, you're not doing it, my guy. Next up, left fielder Yordan Alvarez with bases loaded and 1 out. And based on how the game and the flow is going, hell, we might end up losing 8-0. Now they're going to check on Casey Lawrence after getting hit by that baseball. Yeah, keep exercising, Judah. Eat healthy and exercise. And once you keep yourself busy, it definitely leaves less time to think about negative thoughts and and kind of get back to being your normal self and whatnot. Those things really do make a difference. Especially with a lot of the fast food. It might taste good, but it's not good for you, and it ends up making you feel like shit. And if you can end up getting to a point where you're eating healthy and you're exercising on a regular basis, your life will turn around and things will get much, much better. I mean, I really, even with the Mariners struggles and all these things in my life, like I haven't really had a bad day in a long fucking time. And obviously Paisley has been a big part of that, but also my diet and exercise. It's like that trio: Paisley, eating healthy, and then exercising like a madman. I don't have time to be sad or depressed or to have anxiety anymore, And then I, try to enjoy my shows and read a lot and, watch a movie here and there, keep up with my shows and, stay active and, and then at that point, you don't really have time to think too much negative, thoughts. And of course, everyone's built a little different, but, if you end up doing those main things, it can definitely help quite a bit. I saw that. I did see your post. It looked delicious. And if cooking is one of those things that helps you relieve stress, and at the end of the day, you have more appreciation at the end of the day, love, gratitude for that hard work that you put in the meal. And every time you end up making a meal with love, it tastes better, 100%, rather than getting something from a restaurant. All the way back to the wall, 2 away, sack fly should bring in a run. And that's going to be 5-0 Astros. Nice. Cosplay is finally finished. Good to hear. Next up, first baseman Christian Walker. And obviously ESPN, at some point or another, their employees go to the bathroom, they go take a snack break and hit the vending machine. And now the score finally updated, but, it happens. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside. Called strike, even though it probably wasn't. 1 ball and 1 strike to Christian Walker. AC Lawrence had 1 good inning, and then obviously in the 7th, but in the 8th, he's been bad. Just like Luis F. Castillo, F stands for failure. And can't wait for George Curdy, Troy Taylor, and Matt Brash to finally do that. Pitches inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, I mean, the pressure is really on. We're down 5. Now we need to try to get, 2 or 3 runs in the 8th and then 2 or 3 in the 9th. And when you have a hard time just getting 2 hits, you're really asking a lot. And Randy Arozarena is there, and that's out number 3. But again, if you dig yourself in a hole with bad pitching, this is what happens. Who's up next here for the Mariners? Leading off for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, 0 for 3, DHing Jorge Polanco. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, catcher Cal Raleigh. Unacceptable, 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 unacceptable. But hopefully they will make it acceptable before the game is up. 1 for 4 is a hell of a lot better than 0 for 4. And if we can get back-to-back-to-back hits, maybe we can make it 5-2 going into the 9th. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I think we're over 20 now, so we'll try to get to at least maybe 25 before the stream ends. And then we're at, I believe, 7, 93 to go. Agreed. All right, we're at 20. 5 more likes to 25. 10 more to get to 30. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Now we're at 21. 9 more to go. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Oh, and it looks like the lineup was wrong, obviously, on ESPN's part. All right, so then where are we going? Miles Mastrobuoni, J.P. Crawford, and then Julio, maybe? Good old ESPN, can't even trust them. Untrustworthy, Espen. I was hoping for a victory walk instead of a walk of shame, but definitely excited to get out there with Paisley for our afternoon walk. Spend time with her. Nothing makes me happier. Spending time with the pup. Let's go, Miles. Bottom of the 8th, 5-0 Astros. Pitches inside, 1 ball and 1 strike to Miles Mastrobuoni. Oh for 2 with a fly out and a line out. 1-1 pitch. There we go, Miles. Nice hit into right field. And that's only the 3rd hit of the day. And again, you need 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits to win. That's our 3rd hit, not our 3rd run. Got to be better. Next up, 1 for 2. One of the guys that has 1 of the 3 hits. A double earlier. Shortstop J.P. Crawford. Go, J.P. First pitch is inside, 1-0 count to J.P. Crawford. Double for J.P., double for Randy, single by Miles Mastrobuoni. Need to be better than that. 1-0 pitch, pitch is outside. 2-0 count, no bunt attempt for the Mariners. At some point you got to learn. You're batting right under 200 as a team. It's almost worse than it's been in the last few years, and we weren't anticipating all these injuries within the first 12 games. Got to start bunting. Got to find ways to get on base. I mean, at least we've been stealing bags and moving guys over this season, but a lot of negatives compared to the positives. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Contreras to Crawford. Space Cowboys. 2-1 pitch. Pitch in there for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford. Let's go M's. Till I die. Bottom of the 8th, 5-0 Astros. Runner at first. J.P. Crawford crushes that one behind the plate, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes to J.P. Crawford to Contreras. Let's go. Come on, Mariners. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full. Can we get hit by a pitch or a walk or something positive here? Come on, Mariners. Trident's up. Come on, JP. 3-2 pitch, and that's a walk. There we go. I'll take that. Runners at first and second. It's about time. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on, Mariner moves. It's about time to stop being a disappointment and living up to your contract and living up to being able to be a player that we can count on. I mean, you have a clutch factor of 0, and that needs to change. Come on, J-Rod. Trident's up. Let's go. 1 swing. Boom. 5-3. Bring the electricity, baby. First pitch is high. 1-0 count to Julio. Come on, baby. Bottom of the 8th, runners at first and second with no outs. I mean, this is the best opportunity we've had all game. Better late than never. Be smart here. 1-0 pitch. Julio pops that one foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at first and second. Astros with a single. JP with a walk. And we really need Julio to step up. I don't even need a home run. Just give me a single. Get on base. Julio 0 for 3. Contreras on the mound. Julio in the box. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. And if Julio's smart enough here, maybe he can actually get a walk if he just doesn't fucking swing. Which is a very hard thing for Julio, to fucking not do. Is like take a walk. But again, you're hurting the team by swinging at garbage. Obviously, Contreras is a little wild right now. 3-1 pitch. Come on, Julio. Do your boy a solid and don't even swing. That might be the hardest thing in Julio's life to do, not swing. But let's see if he has the discipline. He lacks discipline. Got to have discipline. Do you have any discipline, Julio? Please tell me you do. 3-1 pitch. And it's a walk. Oh, my God. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. Miles Mastrobuoni, single. J.P. Crawford, walk. Julio, walk. And our best hitter is up next, Jorge Polanco. In 1 swing, the game could be 5-4. Let's go. It's terrible that we have to go through these ups and downs. Being a Pacific Northwest fan where it's like, nothing. And then in the last 3 innings, you have to just pray to the sports gods that you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 runs. That's a really tough way to play baseball, But now we got bases loaded with no outs.
And for other teams, they would be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 runs. The Mariners, on the other hand, would be more likely to hit into a triple play right now, or to have a double play, and then we end up getting nothing out of this. And it's not being negative; it's just reality. We have the craziest shit happen to us, and I hope to God we don't hit into a triple play. That would be absolutely terrible. And I hope we don't get into a double play either. And I hope we can get 1 to 3 runs this inning to at least give us a shot. And, if we end up being down 5-2 or 5-3 in the ninth, there'll be a very small chance, but it's better than getting shut out 5-0. But let's see if the Mariners can do it. You will get nothing, and you will like it. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. I mean, that's just who we are, right?
Oh my gosh.
We need to channel in our inner Griffin. Can we come back? No. And why do we have Garver coming in for Polanco? What is Dan Wilson doing? Is this Scott Service all over again? Holy hell. His decision-making is very questionable, to say the least. You got a guy that's batting 350 to 450, and then you're going to go with Mitch Garver? Really? I mean, if he hits a grand slam, then great, but... or gets an RBI double. First pitch from Okert Wild, 1-0 count. Make it make sense to me. Even with Polo struggling today, make it make sense. He is a switch hitter. He can bat left-handed or right-handed. Pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Mitch Garver. Bases loaded, no outs. You got a guy that was batting up to 450. And you're like, nah, well, we don't need Polo. He's been our best hitter in 2025. Let's go Mitch Garver instead. Really? Hope it works out. Otherwise, you're going to get obliterated by the fucking media. We're already down 5-0, so it already feels like, we have a 90% chance, if not higher, to lose. But when you have an opportunity like this, these don't come often. Garver? Really? Please make it happen. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mitch Garver. I mean, is it possible that Dan Wilson is dumber than Scott Service? I didn't know that was possible. But again, maybe he knows something that we don't, and maybe Garver hits a grand slam or he gets a 2-run RBI and gets us 1 to 3 runs here. Maybe. Or maybe he strikes out. Who knows? 2-2 pitch. Pitches inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, maybe don't swing and we can get an automatic run coming in. I know that is a gamble because it could be right down the middle, but big pitch here. Could be the game. 3-2 pitch. Pops that one up foul.
Oh my gosh.
That remains 3-2. Now, but I don't think Scott Service ever had a player that was batting 350 to 450. Garver. He's going to get flied out to left. It's not deep enough to bring in a run, though. Or is it? Nope. 1 away. Yeah, where the hell's Tom Murphy when you need him? Holy hell. I still would have rather had Polo in that situation. Next up, big dumper, 0 for 3 with a K, Cal Raleigh. Man, the Mariners just love squandering opportunities, huh? 5-0 Astros. This is the best opportunity we've had all game. Bottom of the 8th. We had bases loaded with no outs. Garver popped out into left field. First pitch outside. 1-0. Count to Cal Raleigh. Go ahead. One 0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Cal. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Finding the count now. Come on, Cal. We just need to get that first run aboard. Get off the schneid. Even getting a walk and just bringing in an automatic run would be great. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Four-seam fastball. Outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oh my. Another opportunity. Full count. Maybe don't swing and see if we can get an automatic walk and bring in a run. Let's see what happens here. Why do they gotta pull up my heartstrings like this? And Cal Raleigh strikes out swinging. Of course he does. 2 away. Ridiculous. Are we really gonna get nothing? Bases loaded, no outs, and we get nothing? Next up is Randy Arozarena, one of the hitters that actually got a double for us earlier today. Double for him, double for JP, single for Miles. Kurt on the mound, Randy in the box. First pitch to Randy, outside of the box. 1-0 count. No. You think, John? We should score with bases loaded, no outs? You don't say. Really? Pitch is outside. Four-seam fastball in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Okirk to Randy. Bottom of the 8, 5-0 Astros. In play. Oh, he did it! He did it! Let's go! Let's go! Grand salami! Oh my! We were due for something good. Marcos Pineda. Oh, baby! He said, I'm going to donate my whole pension. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Wow! About fucking time. About fucking time. Trident's up. 5-4 Astros. We actually have a shot. Holy fuck. About time. Man. Way to bring the electricity. Better late than never. That's why you never can give up on this team until it's officially done. Next up is Nuke Rayleigh. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Let's go. Back. See ya. That's what I'm talking about. Marco's going to donate his 401k, his pension, his paycheck. Let's go. Let's go. Man, we were due for something nice. Let's go. Can we hit today? Is Randy going to hit a grand salami? Yes, sir. Now let's find a way to at least get this to extra innings or win the game. Huge. Wow. That's not going to happen that often. My boy. What's good? Oh, 1 pitch. In there for a strike. Behind in the count 0-2. And typically when Luke Rayleigh gets behind in the count 0-2, kind of like Julio, it's a done deal. So we'll see if it ends up being a strikeout, pop-up, ground out. But, strikeout would not shock me. 0-2 pitch. Popped up. Luke into the outfield, but in play. And now the inning is over, but we actually have a chance now in the game, which is nice. All right, now we're only down a run. Let's go. Let's go. Go to the top of the 9th. Let's see who's up next for the Astros. Nice job, Randy. Next up, 1 for 3 with a run, based on ball and a K. A stud defensively as well. Jeremy Pena, my favorite player on the Astros, even though they're all rivals. Just don't get any ideas, Jeremy. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a run, based on ball and a K. Catcher Victor Caratini. And batting third, second baseman, 0 for 2 with an RBI, 2 base on balls and a K. Brendan Rodgers. Let's go Mariners. I did. Oh my God. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 7. Things have been pretty fucking light lately. Hard to pay bills when it's like that, but you know, we gotta pray for some blessings. 6 more likes to 30. Let's go. Top of the 9th, 5-4 Astros. And who's going to be pitching for us? Is it still going to be Lawrence, or are they going to make a change? We're not going to have Lawrence pitch 3 innings straight, are we? That would be like insanity. Wow, Lawrence is still out there. Why are we pitching Lawrence 3 innings in a row? Holy shit. Really? They're like, this guy hasn't really played. Let's just throw him in there for 3 straight innings. Why not Gabe Spire? Someone that we can actually trust. But let's see if Lawrence can overachieve and get it done. First pitch to Jeremy Pena, big swing and a miss, behind in the count, 0-1. Strike looking, behind in the count now, 0-2. Come on, Casey. Casey, let's go, Casey. And, even if we end up dropping this game, at least, 5-4 looks a hell of a lot better on the scorecard than 5-0, but we got a chance. That pitch is a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Changeup fouled off, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Lawrence to Pena. Yeah, that's not really a Dan Wilson thing. That's more of a Randy Arozarena thing. And the chances of something like that happening is like once or twice a season. And we were just lucky enough that it happened today. Normally in that situation, that does not happen. I mean, we haven't even hit a 3-run homer at all this year yet. When coaches get criticized, they get criticized for a reason. And when things end up happening, that's great, but that's not really a Dan Wilson thing. That's a Randy thing. Dan is not the one swinging the bat and throwing the ball. Top of the 9th, 5-4 Houston. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Lawrence to Pena. Count now is full. In play. And that's a double. Holy fuck. Jeremy Pena is a stud. What can you say? I had to choose one player to add to the Mariners. It definitely would be this guy. Next up, catcher Victor Caratini. Come on, baby. We got to make sure we get out of this inning unscathed. Only down 1. Bringing in Garver for Polo isn't bringing in, Randy in for that individual. It was the next batter after. So 1 ball and 1 strike from Lawrence to Caratini. Come on, baby. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Astros. 1-1 count. Lawrence Caratini takes a strike swinging. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Lawrence Caratini. Come on, baby. Find a way. Nice job, Randy. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Astros in play. And that's popped out. There we go. 2 away. I like that. I like that, baby. Next up is second baseman Brendan Rodgers, 0 for 2 with an RBI, 2 base on balls, and a K. Let's go. Takes a strike looking. 0-1 count to Rodgers. Come on, Lawrence. Come on, Casey. Strike swinging with the curve. Behind in the count 0-2. 1 more strike. Let's go. I'm going to check up on my pup, see what she's doing. How are things going for you, Marcos? You still in the building? Come on, Mariners. Find a way. Dodgers with the comeback win. Pena with the stolen bag. God, he's good. And that's a ball with that slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes after the stolen bag. Never can count out the Dodgers, no matter how bad things look, especially with that kind of team. You kidding me? Wild pitch. Pena scores 6-4 Astros. You've got to be shitting me. Yeah, all the beats in the background, Marcos, are from Brooks. He's been working on, his little beat album for like 5 years. So everything that we have for background music is from him, which is great. Oh, my God. And just when we think that we might have a chance to be able to crawl back in this game, we get a fucking wild pitch right there, and that ends up leading to a freebie after Pena steals third. Rodgers. And Julio's there. 2 away. Next up is Jake Myers. I mean, going into the year, I think that a lot of us thought, maybe first or second in the division, but I don't think anyone anticipated. No George Kirby, Brash, no Troy Taylor. Now we have injuries to Robles and Brash, so I don't think we really anticipated the injuries, on top of everything. So, I mean, is it still possible that we can get second place in the division? Kind of a clusterfuck after the Rangers. They're the best. And then Mariners, Astros, Angels, and A's are going to be battling for that, obviously that spot, but we'll see. And that's ball 4 to Jake Myers. That's terrible. And they're going to bring in Chas McCormick. Chas likes to bunt. First pitch with the changeup outside. No, inside. 1-0 count. Cool photo for Chas. Takes a strike swinging. 1 ball and 1 strike to Chas McCormick for Casey Lawrence. We're down 2 runs. Wish we would have been able to keep it to 5-4. Now it's going to be really tough to get 2, but you never know. If pitching ends up being a little suspect and you can get a hit by a pitch or a walk or something of that nature, we were able to manufacture a grand salami after some bad at-bats. Slider outside, 2 balls and 1 strike from Lawrence to McCormick. But I think everyone would agree for most, prior to the Bliss injury last night and the Robles injury a couple days ago, that, we would have a very good chance to be able to win the division or get at least second and get a wild card. We were trying to be projected for about 88 to 90 wins, but now with, the inconsistent pitching, inconsistent hitting, inconsistent defense, injuries, we may end up being, a 75 to 85 win team possibly, unless things start really turning around. Chopper, and there we go. Line drive. All right, now we're in the bottom of the 9th, and it would have been awesome if we only had to make up a run, but now we have to make up 2 because of that wild pitch by Lawrence, and Jeremy Pena ended up stealing 3rd. Who do we have? Solano, Rivas, Mastroboni. Not ideal, but you never know. We'll see. It's still early in the season. Plus, if the A's and the Astros and the Angels struggle, and if everyone's struggling, it won't be as bad for us just losing. If we lose, we need everyone else to lose. And if the Rangers are going to be the best team in the division, so be it. But too early to say that it's over. We got 150 games to go. It's not like we have 20 games to go. So. Paisley's in the room for good luck. Let's go. Almost done. Almost done, baby. Yeah, worst start that we've had in like 8 years. We've never been this bad to start off, but also we haven't been injured like this before either. In the last, 10 years, we've never had a start like this. So, a little bit of bad luck with the injuries and so, but, nothing that we can't recover from. Bottom of the 9th, 6-4 Astros. 0 for 1 with a strikeout as Paisley watches on. And a single by Solano. You fucking kidding me? I mean, Solano's in shit, but we'll find a way. There we go. Nice single there for Donovan Solano. Next up is Leo Rivas, who me and Reflect were talking about earlier today, coincidentally. Abreu getting knocked, which is very rare. Is it time for a miracle? Is it Rivas time? Let's go, Leo. Let's go, Leo. First pitch there for a ball outside of the zone. 1-0 count. Takes a strike looking. 1 ball and 1 strike from Abreu to Rivas. We're down by 2. Could we find a way to get it into extras like we did yesterday, but maybe have the opposite result and win? Or, have a miracle happen where we actually get 3 runs in this bottom of the 9th and win the game? That would be insane. Pitches way outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball is in play, and he lined out. Damn it. 1 away. Cool seeing Leo out there, though. Hopefully he'll get more opportunities. Rivas lined out to right. 1 away. Next up will be Miles Mastrobuoni, the former Cub. Oh, fucking A. 6-4 is a lot better than 6-0, but we could have just manufactured a few more back-to-back hits, instead of just getting a double and then that's it, and then a double and that's it. Like, you got to be able to get back-to-back or back-to-back hits if they're not homers. First pitch, strike looking. Corner of the zone for a strike. Pitch is outside with a slider. 1 ball and 1 strike from Abreu to Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. Mastrobuoni in play, single to center, Solano to third. We have a chance. Oh my. Oh my. There we go, Miles. Right into the gap. Let's go. Let's go. All right, here we go. Runners on the corners with 1 out. JP Crawford up next. Please, sports gods, we're due. Mastrobuoni steals second. There we go. Runners at second and third. Takes a strike looking. 1 ball and 1 strike for Abreu to Crawford. Come on, Mariners. Come on, baby. Bottom of the 9th, 6-4 Astros. Runners at second and third. I mean, this is just the Mariners' MO. Do nothing for 6 innings and sprint in the 7th, 8th, and 9th and pray, And a lot of times it doesn't work for us, but sometimes it does.
Oh my God.
Come on, Mariners. Trident's up. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Fair ball, and he's out at third. Holy hell. Are you kidding me? How did Isaac make that play at third? How did he make that? Fielder's choice, Solano. How did that happen? Holy hell. 2 away. Solano way too far off the fucking bag. I don't know. His foot looked like he got back. Did we challenge? I don't don't know. He looked like he got his foot in, at least on that one replay. I don't know if we have different angles of the replay, but the one look, you know, it looked like he might have, I don't know if his foot went off the bag, but he looked safe to me. The fans are cheering like he's safe at third. But it looked like his foot went on the bag, then the tag was applied, and the foot never went off the bag. But let's look again. There's another Super Mo. Okay, he's safe. He's safe. Clearly safe, right? That's not a homer call. That's just reality. That is safe. The foot touches the bag and doesn't go off the bag, and then the tag is applied about a half second after. It was close, but you visually could see that it wasn't, you know, bang, bang. It was, you know, very clear. He was safe. I mean, of course, Astro fans are going to say that was an out. Easy, right? There we go. Let's go, baby. 6-4, bases loaded, 1 out. Next up, Julio Rodriguez. Now, you couldn't ask for a better way to end the fucking game than this right fucking here, right? What a better way to fucking end the game right here. One swing, goodbye, game over. Come on, Mariners. Come on, Julio. Doesn't even have to be a grand salami like Randy did. Could be a 3-run double. Come on, Julio. Strike swinging. Went for the moon, that one. Next pitch, foul ball. Off that slider, behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Julio. And Julio typically behind an 0-2 count gets out 90% of the time. Let's hope it's the other 10% here. Come on, Julio. Abreu on the mound. Julio in the box. Bases loaded with 1 out. Come on, J-Rod. I'm ready for the Gatorade dump. Come on. The post-game interview. Time is called. Trident's up. Let's go. Let's go, baby! In play! Woo! Rodriguez with a double to right. Solano scores. Mastroboni scores. Crawford to third. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah! Yeah! Let's go! Wow! Let's go! Yes! Way to be clutch for the first time in your career. Yes! You the man. You the man. Hey, you the man. You the man. Hey, you the man. Let's go. We're knotted up at 6. Here we go. Runners at second and third with 1 out. We should be able to win the game now, you would think, right? Next up is Mitch Garver. Oh, baby. Mariner Moose strikes again, baby. Oh, baby. Baby, 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 baby. Woo! What a game, man. Look like shit, look like shit, look like shit, look like shit, look like shit. And then the last 3 innings, you look amazing. And that's how it goes, right? Look like shit for 6, look amazing for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. I mean, this is a crazy way to be a fan of a team like this, because most people give up on the Mariners when they see that we're at 0 for the first 6 innings and say, this team sucks, fuck them, I'm turning it off. And then all of a sudden you go run an errand, turn the game back on. 6-6, what happened? And only the diehards will stay true to the team. Let's go. Let's go, baby. And we don't need a grand salami or anything crazy. Obviously, not an opportunity here because you got guys at second and third. You don't need a 3-run blast, even though we haven't hit one yet this year. No, we just need a sack fly, baby. Strike swinging. Behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Mariners. Let's go, Mitch. Bottom of the 9th. Pitches outside on a four-seam fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Abreu on the mound. Garver in the box. Come on, Mitch. Please. Bring the electricity. Gosh, like last night, the same kind of shit, man. Way to pull up my heartstrings. Making my stomach weak. It's way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Mariners. Trident's up. We were down big, and we made up 6 runs in a matter of minutes. Not ideally the way that you want your team to produce, but again, we don't quit. And that's one thing that is great about Seattle, and Pacific Northwest teams. We don't quit. It might be ugly, but we don't quit. Pitch is way outside. He misses his zone. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Mariners. Come on, Mariners. Let's go. Trident's up. And that's a walk, baby. Woo! Let's go. Bases loaded. Let's go. Let's go. Bases loaded with 1 out. Yes, sir. It's crazy to be depressed for 6 innings and then have this utmost excitement for the last 3. But I guess that's our MO, right? Now we have another guy that used to be our most clutch hitter in 2024. Can you do it here? Big dumper, Cal Raleigh, please. Come on, Cal. Come on, big dumper. Let's go. We want to be all smiles after this, baby. Strike swinging. Behind the count 0-1. Come on, Cal. Well, you fail to realize the purpose of Dan being an idiot. And Dan substituting 1 batter at the moment doesn't mean that he's going to be an idiot on everything that happened afterwards. Come on, Megan. And, Dan Wilson hasn't really proven that he's the smartest manager. The players are making the plays. Last time I checked, Dan Wilson isn't hitting right now. He's not the one getting home runs and grand salamis. In play, fielder's choice with a runner out. And Crawford out at home. Come on. Yeah, he was, based on the substitution he made. I mean, if you got a guy that's batting 350 to 450 for a guy that isn't very good, it doesn't really make sense. Any real Mariner fan in the room will say the same thing. But after that, if guys ended up hitting, that's not on Dan Wilson, that's on the player. You have to be able to read into context what I'm saying. Unless, you're just trying to argue for no reason. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Abreu on the mound. Randy Arozarena in the box. Let's get a Hollywood ending. I agree. Bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded. 6-6. 2 balls. 1 strike. 2 out. Please, God. Sports God, please. Come on, Randy. And Randy was already up to get us that grand salami. He's back up again. Would be the craziest thing if he went grand salami, but we don't need to be greedy. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a strike swinging. Uh-oh. 2-2 count here from Abreu to Randy. Come on, Randy. Just a single. Just a single. Bring home 1. Come on now. Oh, pitches outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count now is full. Gosh, this is really a fucking crazy game, ain't it? 4-seam fastball outside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe just walk, and then we end up finding a way to bring a run home by not even swinging. Come on, Randy. I mean, Randy doesn't have to swing for us to win here. Yes! Here we go. There's the walk. Yeah, baby. I told y'all. Here we go. There's the walk, baby. Game over. Woo! Yeah, let's go. What a game. And that's how you come back. Sometimes you don't even need to swing. You just let it go. The guy has no control, and you find a way to win the game. One of the best comeback victories for the Mariners in 2025. Let's fucking go. Injuries, bad pitching, bad bullpen, bad defense, but we find a way to come back. Nothing, and then bang, 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 bang at the end. Let's go! Final score, Mariners 7, Astros 6. We win the series. Bang! Let's go! Woo! Unbelievable. We're going to be talking about this one for quite some time. Let's go! Unfucking believable. Wow. Best game of the year. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. You kidding me? 4 runs in the 8th, 3 runs in the 9th, and we win 7-6 and had 2 errors. And the Mariners win. What do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Woo! Oh my. And a lot of times we come up on the short end of the stick, like last night when we went extras, right? That one was painful to lose. This one makes up for that tenfold. Yes, sir. Captain with a tenor. Now I get to take the victory walk, like Judah says. Yes, sir. And again, you know, it shows you being a Mariner fan for people that are casual. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks, little cactus jack, bang, bang. Let me know what you want. If you want Randy or someone else, obviously. Randy's going on the thumb probably when we play the Rangers on Friday. Again, you know, to come up clutch, you know, he was one of the guys that had a double, right, to get us a hit early on. JP had a double, and then Miles Mastroboni late had a single, but we only had 2 hits the whole game, and they weren't in the same inning. And Randy decides that, you know what, I'm going to have a career day right here. I'm going to have a big, big day and show you why you brought me in. And unbelievable, man. Thank goodness for Randy Arozarena. Wow. Let's get the Randy photos queued up. Hell yeah. Amazing. One of the best games that I've called on this channel ever, period. You know, especially when you get down, you know, 5-0, right? And, you know, you're not coming back, you know, and you got 2 innings to come back. You're not coming back. And then somehow you come back and win 7-6. Absolutely 100% phenomenal. Nice job, Randy. Get some photos of Randy up in the business.
Oh my God.
I can't believe that happened. And sometimes it shows you, instead of just trying to go for a moonshot, just take the walk. You know, realize that the pitcher isn't in the zone, and you can find ways to win just like that. Best victory of the 2025 season, and I will never forget this game. You know, but why do the Mariners got to do this to us? Play like shit for 6 innings or 7 innings, and then we have to come back in the last 2, and then like really have to make up so much ground. But I guess that's just who we are, right? We're not really built to be able to get a bunch of hits and runs, you know, all the time. Sometimes it's just going to be garbage until the starting pitcher goes out, and then we got to pray that their bullpen stinks like ours sometimes, and then we actually find a way to, you know, make them pay. And did we ever today? This one's for Victor, and this one's for Ryan Bliss. You the man. And it makes you think if Randy would have swung, we probably would have lost. So good thing he didn't chase. Let's go, baby. This victory walk with Paisley is going to feel great. I'm going to be smiling ear to ear, baby. Mariners have a day off tomorrow, and we'll be live tomorrow for the Kraken and the Vegas Golden Knights at 7 p.m. Pacific. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to be playing against the Texas Rangers, first place in the AL West, and I'm ready. This would have been an amazing game to be at in person. So we got some new Randy photos for the stream. Damn right. Fucking chaos ball to the fucking maximum. Like, you know, you couldn't ask for the more, you know, there's chaos and there's Mariner baseball chaos, and they're not even the same. They walked 6 in the last 3 innings, and thank God that's what happened. You the man, Randy. Yeah, we don't have to worry about Luis F. Castillo fucking against the Rangers. We should be able to compete against them, even though they are the best team in the division. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. You're looking at some goddamn hero right here, Randy Arozarena. Way to be. You end up hitting the big grand salami, and then you end up being patient and just not swing. And then they end up walking, and then from being down 5-0 with 2 innings to go, you come back and win 7-6. Unfucking believable. Yeah, we definitely got to put Randy on the thumb for the first game against the Rangers. He definitely has earned it. Oh, man. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Shout out to all the people that like, sub, donated, commented, shared. And I love you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Mariners win! Mariners win! Mariners win! And I'm out. Guys.